Okay, welcome gamers. Actually, have I got... Yes, I do have noise. I do have noise, I do have audio. I was just looking across. I've got my audio settings are sort of a bit different now. Anyway, welcome, and we have the launch now for Elemental Reforged, which has just come out today. So if you're at all interested in Elemental, like if you've played the Fallen Enchantress back in the day, this is essentially Fallen Enchantress, but with a lot more things built into it and ready for sort of big expansions into the future. I think they've sort of taken it from 32-bit to 64-bit, which doesn't sound like it's all that impressive, but that does actually add a lot of capabilities to the actual game itself. It is essentially at its core Fallen Enchantress, but with a lot of the original elemental bits and pieces sort of added to it, as well as Sorcerer King. Sorcerer Kings or Sorcerer King? I can't remember if it's got an S on the end of it. I didn't love Sorcerer Kings, to be honest, and that was sort of a game that I did bounce off. But Fallen Enchantress I loved back in the day. And there's a number of changes to the game. And so I thought what we'd do is just going to go through and play a game. And I've been playing it a lot, actually, over the last week. And absolutely loving it. It's sort of one of these games that I was looking forward to playing from a nostalgic point of view, but I was also a bit of trepidation about whether it would actually, measure up to expectations. Whether I was thinking of it with rose-colored glasses. So I was going into it fairly hypercritically to actually play the game. I've got to say, I love this game again. Like it's just the pacing is perfect in the game. As hopefully you'll see that as we sort of get into the actual game itself. Hi Lewis, how you going? So there we go. Saying hello, Daz. I'm on the fence about this title. I sort of was too, like in the sense that that I was thinking, is it going to be something where you're looking at it through rose-colored glasses when you're thinking about it, and then actually the execution will be, it's not really what I wanted. That's how I was sort of thinking, whether it was going to be something like that, or whether it was going to be unbalanced like the original Elemental. Fallen Enchantress was a work of art back in its day, but that was like 15 years ago, or whenever it was, so it was a long time ago. I can tell you from my own personal perspective that I went from being sort of with a lot of trepidation about what I was going to be playing to absolutely loving it, and hopefully I'll be able to sort of show, like, I'm blown away by the balance and pacing of the game. Like it really is great. It's not a long game to play either, which is also fantastic. So like we've got a few hours today to play a bit of it. I'm not going to be sort of going crazy trying to sort of get things done quickly, but we'll get a long way into it in that period, unlike a lot of the more modern Fantasy 4Xs. A lot of changes made to the game as well. So the actual, it is a combination of all three of the other titles with the best bits added in, and they really are the best bits that have been added into the game. It is early access. You can see down there it's got Elemental Reforged Beta 1. It's sort of, I don't know why they're looking at it as a beta. I don't think that's a good idea. It is like, it's not feature complete yet. There are some things that were missing, certainly from when I was playing it last time. So Graham and Walking is saying, where is this game available to wishlist it? It's on Steam. It's actually been released. It literally released today. So you can, if you like what you see, you don't even have to wishlist it. You can just go and grab it. There's 20% discount today for the game itself. As I said before, in terms of what I've actually been playing with the game, I have loved it, and I've got to say it's one of the best games I've played this year. And I can't stop playing it, which is sort of funny. Is it worth a blind buy? Well, I'm going to be playing it for the next few hours, so I would say yes. If you like any of the Fantasy 4X types games, if you like Civ type games, you are going to like this game. Just spotted this was in early access, and who pops up? But Daz, great, there we go. Thanks, Dave. Anyway, let's get into it. And actually, I'm going to show you a good way to learn the game before we even get into it. So I'm going to treat this as a little bit of a tutorial as well as a bit of a playthrough. So before we even get into it, so I'm going to exit and we're going to start again. But what we're going to do is we're going to go back into Steam, and I'm going to show you. One of the easiest ways to actually learn a game is to see what the AI does, and to do that, what we want to do is we want to turn on the. So I'll just go to Elemental, I might just show a couple of little things in through here. So 20% off at the moment. So Elemental Reforged. If you, sorry, not, yeah, I'm in Steam. If I'll show you how to get so that you can actually at least see what's going on. Go to the library, go to Elemental Reforged once you buy it, go to Properties, and under the General tab, just type the word cheat. In the launch options. So type the word cheat. As I tested this because this is how you used to be able to do things like this in Fallen Enchantress, and it still works. It's still in there. So just type the word cheat and then play the game. And what it's going to do is it's going to allow you to use some cheat codes to see what's going on. And I'll show you that as well. I won't play that when we actually play the game, but it'll give you a bit of an idea as to what to look for in the game. It certainly is, just in terms of your own development as you progress through the game, is going to give you some clues that are fairly important, just to understand like what you should be aiming for, because the AI will do that, and you'll then be able to see what the AI is getting up to. So that's the first one. The next thing is really just to have a bit of a look at which one is it. One of these actually goes through the various changes. Yeah, was it this one? Yeah, so these are the changes. No pre-made characters. There actually are in the build that I had. I don't know if they're going to still be. Maybe they'll be taken out. But anyway, you start off with it with your own grouping. You start out alone. This is a big change actually, and I really like it. When I started playing it, I forgot that you started off with an army previously. Now you start off just on your own, and what it means is the world is easier at the start. So it's easier to get into the game this way. Rushing, you can actually rush build, which is something I didn't realize that wasn't part of the original game. Crafting was not part of the original game; it was part of Sorcerer King, and so this is actually really cool in the game as well. Unit designs will have more depth, so there will be more in the future. I'm not seeing a hell of a lot of that now. Like I did actually load in Fallen Enchantress just to have a bit of a look at this sort of screen, but there are newish things coming for that one, and this is really just the entry level part of it. Terrain and buildings, yeah, these have been reworked. There's been a lot of rework done to the graphics to improve them, to upgrade them. To put it into perspective, I think it was double the size of Fallen Enchantress when I loaded in Elemental Reforged. It took up double the space than what Fallen Enchantress did. Free champions are going to go away. You still actually get them, but through fame. We'll talk about this one when we get into it. Bigger map sizes. Diplomacy is better or will be better. Units can get equipment as well. So there's lots of different stuff in there. Let's just quit out of that one. Get that one out of the way. I just wanted to show you the cheat code. Let's go into Elemental Reforged and get into the actual game itself. Hi Sapio, how are you going? So Greyman Walking saying, I like fantasy games and especially fantasy Civ strat games. Yeah, well, okay, this is an insta-buy then. It's an insta-buy if you're in that sort of category. And as I said before, the pacing of this game is, I was in awe of it, to be honest. Just how easily it played in terms of being able to progress through the game. Like there weren't any wasted turns. There are wasted turns if you lose your initial hero. Then you're clicking end turn, end turn, end turn. But that's the only time. And I did that on purpose just to sort of test things out. Right, let's get into it. So we're going to go into a new game. I did mean to clean out what I had. I had built a character. Let's just go and, if I right-click on the character, I can then just go and delete the character. So these characters are in here. Now, it says that you can't play as these, but you can play as them, so I'm not sure why they're there. But let's go and create a character and talk a little bit about the game and maybe sort of like start off with something that's going to be a little bit more vanilla. So just go to create character. So what we end up having here is there's a lot to talk about with this, and I don't want to spend too much time and get too bogged down with this aspect of the game. Let's read a few more of the comments. So Vox is saying, hey Daz and all, I have never heard of this game. Oh wow, this is actually, the history of this game is unbelievable. And I really do mean that. Like this was going to be the remake of Master of Magic back in the day. Stardock thought that they actually had the rights to Master of Magic, but then that fell through after they'd started to develop and think through. So it's sort of like it's got a bit of that sort of vibe to it, but not very much. It's an incredible game. Lewis is saying, I saw this game has a great scenario editor. Yeah, they've really exposed things now in the game. They've changed things a lot for that one. It's a remaster of the older game. It's more than a remaster. This is actually where my head was trying to get over the fact, is it just a remaster? Is it just things better? But no, it has been changed, and it will change over time. So they've actually put this one through in as a starting point, really. And I think the community will be able to then give feedback as to what they want to see in the game. But as I said before, I'm blown away by the balance of the game. Walt Blackadder saying this really looks like a Fallen Enchantress from the screenshots. Yes, it's very much. Fallen Enchantress was a great game. And so this certainly, the skeleton of the game is Fallen Enchantress. And as you play it, you start thinking that you're playing Fallen Enchantress. But when you load up Fallen Enchantress and compare them, there's a lot of differences, particularly visually. Grin is saying, are you talking about a campaign? It was not good in Fallen Enchantress. This is sort of like a dynamic campaign that sort of starts off. A lot of the quests are the same, and they are the same as from Fallen Enchantress. So it's essentially, it feels like a remaster of Fallen Enchantress with other things added into it to make it better. Stewie's then saying, this looks familiar. I bought the original, which they abandoned for an overhaul. Yes, that's right. So the original Elemental was not abandoned, actually. It morphed into Fallen Enchantress. They provided, I think it was anyone who bought Elemental back in the original Elemental, then got Fallen Enchantress for free, along with the first two DLCs were also free. Something like that. I can't remember exactly what that was. I was in that category. I was actually in the original beta testing of Elemental way back in the day. So a long time. My history with this game goes way back. That's why I was sort of like a bit of trepidation about what I was going to be playing. But as I say, all those fears have been allayed for me. Yeah, there we go. Sapio saying, I used to play Fallen Enchantress Legendary Heroes. Yes. Yep, so, and Shadow Tiger saying, this is so nostalgic. I first started watching your content when Fallen Enchantress first was in beta. Yes, that's when I started my channel, actually. I started my channel with this game, pretty much. This and Distant Worlds. So they were the two staple games that I played. It's funny because I was sort of like in my own... I was waiting for another Age of Wonders when Elemental came along, and yeah, it was a great game. Stewie's saying the promise of what the game was going to be abandoned. They went off on a different direction. Feel a bit burnt by that one. I think you maybe you're thinking maybe the Elemental when it first came out was very problematic. And for me, the biggest problem was that there were no limits in the game. And so you could sort of like, if things were crazy wild, and I was worried about this time as well. I'm not at all concerned about this one. So, yeah, so you were saying the promise of what the game was going to be was a band. Fallen Enchantress did deliver big time. Anyway, let's just get into it. So we have a few different races we can play. So we've got like the men, and these are a bit. Like even back in the day, they weren't really, they didn't sort of have the immersion that you'd be wanting with different factions. We also then have like the Endar, which essentially are going to be magical sort of elf type creatures. You've got the Iron Ears, which is also coming soon. I was hoping these would be in the game. It's funny because you can actually fudge your way in and make Iron Ear and Endar characters, but I won't do that. So the Iron Ears are like dwarves. Then you've got the race, which are sort of like dark elves. Trogs are like I guess orcs in this sort of sense. Urkson are sort of like barbarians, and then you've got like the Quendar, which are like lizard men. So that's sort of like the different factions. I think what we'll do is we'll just play as men and just go from there. Then you've got your actual factions that then come back through. So the factions give you certain basic abilities right from the very start. And you can see down through here, if I go and click on Kingdom of Altar, we then end up with a few different pre-built starts for the characters themselves. So Altarian Blood, this one here gives us plus 10% experience, and Rush unit takes an extra action. So that's going to be that one through there. It's got, we can train henchmen. So this faction can train henchmen with the Heroes technology. Henchmen level and can use equipment like champions, and also we've got Adventurer. Plus 10 fame from completing quests. Now that's a big one, because that's how you get your heroes. So this is actually a really good start for a new player. The Kingdom of Capital, you'll notice that it's Kingdom pretty much all the way through, except for this bottom one here, which is an Empire. I'll talk about that as well as we get into it. So Capitar is Mansa Blood. So these ones here, they get plus 1 move, they can move further, and they still get the plus 10 fame. So these are all very, very similar. This one here, Amarian Blood, so plus 1 dodge per air shard. So this one actually is more sort of like air magic with the way that they sort of then go and work. So they're more magical. Again, Adventurer, because they're men. You'll see that Adventurer is just part of the men, part of having a men group. Tarth, so plus 3 initiative when in an army of 3 or smaller. So this is actually more for smaller groups. So they do actually have a sort of a distinct feel about them. And then finally, we've got the Empire of Craxus, and in this case they've got Crax Blood, so plus 8 defense when under 50% hit points, so as they take more damage they become stronger. Fortify units in fortified tiles get plus 10 to accuracy and plus 20 to dodge, so can survive better than most other factions they can through here. And again, got Adventurer because these are men. If we have a look, for example, at the Wraiths, they're going to have like a different sort of aspect to them. So Wraith Touch, drain 1 hit point per level from the victim unless they resist. And so in this case, we end up essentially sort of almost vampiric, I guess, in their sort of approach. These guys are stronger. These are sort of like the Trogs. These ones here have got Trog Blood. They can actually train Juggernauts, and they also then have Adventurer mode in through that side. This one here is Irkson, so plus 2 attack when an army is in an army larger than 5, along with Adventurer in through there again as well. Actually, these have all got Adventurer at the start, which is fine. Quendar, plus 100% fire resistance, minus 50% cold resistance, Flame Tongue. So these essentially, and these actually train slaves. So there's different ways of playing them, but I think if you're getting into the game, the best one is just literally to go to the first one, which is just the Kingdom of Altar. You do have male and female in through here as well, and essentially they're the same. There's no real difference with what they end up doing. You do start off, they've got a rusty sword, which doesn't cost anything at all. This one gives 8 attack, but negative 2 initiative. And so over time, we need to get better equipment for our character. Let's just start with this character here. I'm not going to sort of rejig what he looks like. I'll just call this one Dazbart. There we go. So we'll just go Dazbart of the Kingdom. Actually, one thing I can do is I can actually change my kingdoms as well. Should I show that now? This is where you can actually go and open these up. I don't think I'll bother. I think I'll just leave that one where that is at this point in time, and just keep on play. Just play the Kingdom of Altar. But it does allow you to tweak what you see through here. So you do it. Actually, maybe I should just show it. So we'll just go back in. And so this is actually where you then can go through and actually create like a different sort of kingdom with the short name back in through there. You've got limited points. Again, you've got like different abilities that you can then sort of go and grab for the actual faction itself. The different races, this is where you can go to the Endar and grab these if you're wanting to. So Mancers, etc., all the way through there. There's your Iron Ears. So you do actually have those abilities back in through this other side. The ideology, this is actually, the game tries to put pressure on like whether you're a kingdom or an empire. So every single faction is either a kingdom or an empire. And it's sort of like, and so the kingdoms will tend to gravitate together, the empires will tend to gravitate together. This is actually an aspect of the game that I hope that they flesh out more in the future. But this is sort of like where you start off with either a kingdom or an empire back in through there. And then you've got your crest in through that side, you've got your different weaknesses you can then go and grab in, your colour in through this other side. Actually, that I've been sort of doing a bit of beta testing. That was just had the wrong terminology before, but you can sort of change the overall look, and then you've got like a bit of a history as well. So anyway, we're going to cancel that one through there. We're just going to go back to men. Whoops, I'm going to go back, and just go Altar. So we'll just choose the Altarians at the start. And one thing I really don't like in the game, and I never have, is the random name generator in the game is really bad. Like, it's one of the worst ever. It just doesn't. There's no immersion in the random names, so that's something I also hope that they fix up. Like, they're terrible names in terms of the random naming. So that would be cool to see that one actually sort of changed in the future. So just see if there's any other comments or questions. I know we're pretty much up to date, I think. So we've got Bears here saying, "Oh, have they done much with the game since Fallen Enchantress?" When you first start playing, it doesn't feel like it does, but it actually does have a fair bit more. There's a lot of differences. If you fire up Fallen Enchantress and then fire this one up, you do see a lot of differences. Shadow Tiger saying, hopefully not the same way that Brad came up with the names for his book. I'm not sure what that was, so I don't know. But anyway, the naming is the random names really don't feel immersive at all. So anyway, that's where we are. So we've got the overview. Now we're creating our sovereign in through here. So the overview, that's going to be the name. We go to the attributes, and again, we've got like 6 points to spend here. And you can see there, this is where we've got the adventurer, plus 10 fame for completing quests. So I can change this around into different sorts of things if I'm wanting to sort of go and tweak the way that we play the game. I'm actually pretty happy, to be honest, with Adventure. It's a good start. It's a good way to sort of start the game itself. But there's a number of different professions down through here. This is very much like Fallen Enchantress. We also then have the magical proficiencies with what we're going to then sort of be playing. I'm going to go, we'll use some of these, but let's just see what we've got left over at the end of this. So talents, this is actually where you can then go and change and adapt. You've got a few different slots in here that you can then go and place into here. I don't want to have any weaknesses, so I'm not going to bother with any weaknesses, but I do like brilliant, so plus 10% experience and plus 2 spell mastery per level. Let's just go and grab that one, so we end up with that one through there. Some of these are really, really quite good, and some of these will cost like there's, I think that they all just cost 1, actually, with all of these. Treasure Hunter, Lifeblood. Yeah, I think I'll just keep it at that for now. Appearance is going to largely, this is actually another thing where it starts off with clothes at the back end here, which is what used to happen in Fallen Enchantress. Clothes was the first one, but you do actually have other things you can do. Like you've got your body changing the sort of shape in through here, the head in through this other side. They've done a lot of work on the actual on the modelling as well to actually make it more high level with what's actually happening. I won't worry about that one. Equipment is where you can go and add in extra things at the start. One advice I'd give you is not to spend too much in here, because you will find it in the world, so you don't really need it. If you do grab a horse, you'll then get to another plus 2 moves. That can be useful. It's going to cost you 1. I think I'll just go and grab that. So we'll just grab a horse at this point in time. In terms of what we have, we've got the rusty sword. Some of these will actually then give you, like some of them cost 0. But ultimately, you pretty want a one-handed weapon, just so you can actually then go and get a shield at some other point. There are some certain things in through here, like these cost 1, they cost 1. I'm going to try to save my my points a little bit here. Let's just go back to attributes and just get a couple of shards. We've got Air Apprentice there. That gives me 2 in through this other side. Maybe we'll go Fire. Let's make it a Fire Disciple. So we'll end up, still got 1 more point to spend. Let's just go back to talents. And Hardy, plus 1 hit point per level and immune to poison. Let's do that. There we go. So that's now all of our, that's essentially our character with no more points left over. That's fine. We'll just go and save that. So that'll do us. Background, I'm happy enough with that one as well. And so this is essentially how we're going to then start the game. So now this is actually the world that we're then going to be playing in. So we've got the map settings, so just going to be a random map. You can load in pre-built maps. The world size, I'll keep it on small, and I'll just make it so it's a smallish game. But you can play like fairly large. This is going to be recommended for 2 to 4 players, but you can sort of make it larger and larger as it sort of goes up. So huge world, 7 to 10 players. gigantic, 10 to 20 players, and tiny is just going to be like a 2-player type game. But let's just keep on going through and just playing it on small, and we'll play a 4-player game. Map type balance, I'll just keep all of these balanced all the way through. Quest frequency, it will just be balanced as well. So you can change all of these different things. Again, this is very much like Fallen Enchantress. I don't know if there's any changes in here from Fallen Enchantress. Let's just go next. Number of opponents 3. The Kingdom versus Empire balance. This is actually where we end up. We're going to end up with one. If we're playing as a kingdom, we're going to end up with one of the kingdom and two empires on the map itself. Typical intelligence of opponents. I'll just keep them on normal at this stage, so which is going to sort of make it sort of fairly vanilla across the board. And victory conditions, I'll just leave all of these different things on at this stage. We can also decide who we're going to play against, but let's not worry about that one through there. And let's go and play. So getting into the game ultimately is actually fairly easy, fairly quick. So then we actually have a bit of blurb in through that other side. Let's just go and close that one off. Now, setting up where you're going to start. Let's talk about a little bit about the way this one actually does work. It's quite simple in the sense of what you're actually looking at through here. One thing that you'll sort of see is you've got these little numbers, and then you've got like another sort of essence slot, which is what this little swirly thing is down below there. The essence slots can be worth a lot to you, so always look for those. If you can find something that's going to be fairly good in terms of the other two resources, and then you've got essence as well. So that for me is probably the best of the starts. Now you can, if you don't like what you get at the start, you can just restart again. So, but in this case, that's looking pretty good. What it is it's got a base unit of 4 food and 3 production. I don't have anything more. Actually, I've got 4 production back over there, so I could actually go and get 4 and 4. I've got 5 and 3s here with more food. Food is going to give me growth, and the production is going to give me like the chance to build things up. So this is actually sort of where we are. So that there is for me the best slot to move into because I've got the essence, and I can change what I do with the essence. So I'm just going to right click. I'm going to get my left and right clicks around the wrong way. These in through here are essentially going to be locations with goodies in them. So these are like goodie huts where we can then go and find equipment for our hero. And we used to start off with an army. We now just start off with a single hero. So I'm going to right click down into here. And at that point, I'm then going to go and settle at this stage. So settle, found your kingdom. And so what this will then go and do is just go and build my initial city. A kingdom arises. There we go. So Attica is now built. Now, what you may find is, and like you can see that my character is now moved off out of the city. If I then go and build in the city, and you can see we've still got the city built there, I can push it in different directions. Now, I'm going to be wanting to go and get this wild grain. And so wild grain will ultimately give me, so building a farm here to provide an additional grain. So the grain is going to go from, I think it was 4, like what we had through here, will go from 4 to 5. So I already get, once I got this one built in the city, I'm going to grab that one. This one over through here is iron ore. So build a mine here to produce metal, which will then allow me to build other things. This is actually, it's very simple the way that the cities actually work, but they do work well. In this case, you can see we've got like one little divot in the top there. That's for the essence slot that we picked up. If I didn't have the essence slot, it would just go straight across. You can get more than one. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a few different things here before we really move on. First one is we'll just go back to Attica. And I will actually build up, I'll show you actually a little bit of a problem, I guess, for new players, is if we build where our hero actually is. So if we just go across and build, in this case, I'm going to build a slot there. I'm going to start with the merchant, which is going to take 7 seasons to build. So I'm going to go and build that there, right where my hero is. And see how he's gone now back inside the city? So if you do that, just be aware that you then need to take him back out of the city because you do need him out and about doing different things. So that's the first thing we've now got queued up. So the first one we've got queued up in the city is getting the merchant. So the merchant's going to be coming fairly soon. I'll just go and click on. Okay, so set the research pass. We're just going to click on OK. Civics I always like to get early. This one gives me the bell tower, docks and inn, produce wealth. It allows me to do different sorts of things. We've got study, restoration there with gardens. We've got warfare as well, leatherworking and training. These take a lot longer, and then magic as well. If we had shards, I'd be wanting to get shards fairly early, but we don't actually have shards at this point in time. So I'm just going to go and click on back to civilization, civics, and just click on done. That way we'll start to get those. Now, before you actually do much else, you can see actually he's now inside the city. So Dasbart is in here. So I need to move him out. So if you do this, don't think that that's the end of your turn and you're just waiting for something to happen. You do need to get this initial hero back out. So if you do end up with him inside the city, just with him selected, just go and click on him, and then just right click in the direction that you want to be going. And that way he's back out and ready to use again. And he's still got all six of his moves. It's season 2 at this point in time with what we actually have. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to now go across and get things ready for what we're going to be doing now. Did they fix that one? Yeah, they have. So the tax rate, initially, we don't need income. We need growth. We need growth and we need building. So if I go and click on the actual, this one here, it opens up the ledger where I can then sort of go and tweak certain aspects as well. So with the tax rate at the top through here. So the tax rate at the moment is 30%. And the unrest rate in the city, because of the tax, is 21%. Unrest is sort of like the limiting factor in the game itself. And so unrest will then sort of cause things to not be built as fast as they can, but it does give you money. In this case, the total income I'm getting is 0.6, my research is 0.8, my production is 18.2. I'm just going to go and click the down arrow, which will then take the tax rate down to 10%. The unrest is now only 10%, the unrest is 13%, and I'm now getting less income, but more research and production. And so if I get it down to 0, essentially that's the most I get for research and production, which initially is what I want. So the AI will do this as well. And so this one here, we end up with the unrest rate is 10% that we currently have with no tax. That's going to be fine for what we want. So that's the first thing. I would almost just do that as a matter of course when you actually are playing the game. Hi, Battle Mode, how you going? So that's sort of where we are with that one through there. I'll read a few more comments in just a minute, but that sort of gets us established, and you can see there the merchant is no longer taking 7, it's now taking 5. It's just going to be a little bit faster, or maybe it might save me 1 turn. But getting these things out just with 1 extra turn really does actually help. Now I have, I'll just read a few more of the comments again. Yeah, so what Blackadder is saying, this really looks like Falling Enchantress from the screenshots, absolutely. Actually, I've already read that one. I was saying Reforged is much more than a remaster. It hopes to deliver the original version of Elemental and will be much more feature-rich and improved. Yes, well, it already is. It already is beyond what Fallen Enchantress was. And it's sort of funny though, because the time has been so long, you actually forget what things were there. That's why I actually fired up Fallen Enchantress. So Bears here was saying, I really enjoyed the combat in Fallen Enchantress. Yeah, look, I've got some things I hope that they tweak over time with the combat, to be honest. It was good and fast. One thing you'll find is, I'm going to be playing slowly, but the pacing of this game is absolute sweet spot perfect. It really is incredible. Hi, Luna, how you going? Scanix is saying, it looks like Fallen Enchantress, definitely the visuals remind me of that. Oh, look, it is. It's built up. It's like a remaster of Fallen Enchantress, but with other things added in, which is why they called it Reforged. It was beyond a remaster, but it's not a new game. So it's sort of like it's a remaster, but with extras. He basically is saying, so I guess that they may be the same assets, probably visually enhanced. Yeah, I think that the mapping has been made more detailed. We do actually have more detail on the maps. The maps are better. When you do actually open up Fallen Enchantress, you can see some big differences in the way it sort of does look, but it's still based on the same, or built from the same engine originally, but then made 64-bit and then enhanced, is my understanding. Yeah, so practically the same game, or really similar. I mean, Fallen Enchantress, Legendary Heroes, which I played a lot. Yeah, it's sort of like, it's funny when you do open up Fallen Enchantress, you do notice the differences. Yep. So yes, you're saying, what does the Ask Brad button do? Where's that? I didn't even see that one. Oh, up the top there. Oh, this might be actually something to do with. I didn't even see that. That's new for me. That must be something where you can actually ask the development team something about. And Brad is heavily involved in the development of this game. Like, this is an absolute passion project for Brad. And I'm guessing that that's actually like a feedback area, for the early access. So Sharky Mouth saying, can't wait to dive into this one. It seems like only a few days ago I heard it was coming out. Yeah, like it's hit pretty quickly, actually. It's available now, so if you do want it, you can grab it now. It brings up the in-game encyclopedia. Oh, okay. So the in-game encyclopedia. That's it there, though. That's the actual, the Hierogamon in through that other side. I'll have to have a bit of a look to see. The John Monkey saying, Bears here, I can answer that. The Brad button gives you updates on Wardell's beehives. So Sharky Man saying, I wish that they'd make that beta 1 text smaller. Yes, I hate it. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. We don't need it in this play. So I 100% agree with you. I did give that as feedback, is just ditch it. Like, get rid of it entirely or make it much, much smaller, just so it's not massively across the screen. I really hate that, really. So I'm hoping that goes. I don't need to know what I'm up to. It's early access. That's all I need to know. And so Battle Mode saying, I've not seen that before either. Now that's funny because Battle Mode is actually like heavily involved in the development of this game as well from a marketing perspective. So yeah, that's new for me, new for Battle Mode. It must have just come out today, basically. This is I've got rid of the build that I had and then loaded in the public build. What have we got? Some others. Let's see what other comments we've got over here. I'll just sort of see. Okay, so Lauren saying, I pre-ordered the first Elemental. It was my personal lesson not to pre-order video games. But you got the Fallen Enchantress for free, and you got 2 DLCs for free. So yes, I know what you mean. I felt I didn't like what had happened with Elemental, but it actually made me realise just how much Stardock does stand by their games and stand by what they do. They don't give up on it, which is great. So yeah, I know what you're saying, but ultimately we got a great game plus DLCs for that one as well. Should I take us? I always restart until I get at least 2 essence. Yes, a lot of people do that one as well. Stewie, well, back in the day they used to. So Stewie's saying, reading through Brad's stuff, it looks like this is really a War of Magic Reforged. I'm hoping they stick to that. It's sort of it's all 3 of those games were combined or were around the same theme. The art is basically the same with success of early access, whether they upgraded or not. They have upgraded the as I said, the mapping of it, and also some of the modelling as well. Where Twitch ads have gone really bad, says Greyman. Sorry about that one. Particularly bad timing for me. Yep, there we go. So let's just continue on. So we're still pretty much now. I've got like the game. We'll just end the turn. I feel that we may have lost a trick here with the season. It may have ended the turn when I went inside there. Anyway, let's go and grab this. So found an item. Just get my sound up a little bit. And so this is a crude spear. And if I hover over this one, this has only got 4 attack, minus 10 accuracy. I really don't want this one. So I'm just going to go and not equip it. I'm just going to go and click on OK. And then we're just going to keep on sort of just moving around. We've still got five moves. Let's go to this one. Shattered Statue. Let's go and click on OK. Ioneer Ale, a hearty brew that bestows some of its vitality to the drinker, if they can get it down. So this one here is going to give me, increases maximum hit points by 2. Let's go and use it. That's going to then give him a couple of extra hit points back in through here. So we've got that. I can take this guy on if we have a bit of a look at it. This one's weak. It's only got 4, so this is just a rock spiderling. We need to do combat as much as we can initially. So I can always cancel and run away. So we have 8 attack, 0 defense. They've got 6 defense. Actually, that's probably a little bit... We do actually have... what do they have? They've only got 4 hit points. Yeah, I think we'll be okay. Let's just go into the actual battle itself. So these are not really random, I don't think. I think there's a lot of tiles and things to choose from. I again, I didn't love the tile system. There's a weirdness as well. When I press WASD, it actually stutters. I did give this as feedback as there being a bit of a problem. What we can do is we can just sort of go down and move into this location. So we'll come back down and then smack this guy. He dodged. He's then going to get an attack on us. Did 3 points of damage. We did an attack back and got another 2. Dodge again. Another 2 points of damage. And we then killed him with our retaliation strike. Now there is, so that's actually what we end up getting through there. There is like a, I don't know if this is actually available while you're actually playing, but this is actually showing you where things are. Now, one thing they're doing is they're changing all the localization in the game. This is actually part of the early access. And so you'll see that there's actually these placeholder for localization, like player name, damage, etc. in through here. So we're getting some information about what actually happened. So the spiderling is hit by us for 3 points of damage. This is the wrong way around as well. I've given this as feedback as well. So Stasbird is hit by the rock spiderling for 3 points of damage is what actually happened. We are counter-attacked for 2 points of damage is what actually happened through there. But anyway, that's coming. So that's actually still actually going on there. We then picked up a glass flagon. This is a crafting ingredient, which is actually new to the game. We didn't have that one before. Go and grab that one. So that's now been sort of taken out. We'll just go back across to here, and we've now run out of time. It's now season 3. It automatically upgrades the time for me. We'll just keep on going across. Now, most of what the crate contains has been ruined except for a single item, Warrior Spirits. So this is actually going to give us plus 50 experience. We'll use that because this will then give us the level ups. Once we actually level up, we then get to choose one of the 5 different classes that we're then going to be playing as. And so in this case, I always like to go Defender or Commander. They tend to be the 2 that I do tend to like. So the Defender is going to get +1 defense per +1 defense per level, +10 hit points, and +1 armor proficiency. This one here is -15% to unrest in the city this unit is in. So the Commander is actually going to be able to then, like, these have all got their own tech trees, essentially a bit like Age of Wonders 4, where you've got the different classes. This is actually same sort of thing that was done a long time ago. So anyway, let's go Defender. I do like that one. Just go and choose Defender. And so this is actually where we end up getting the traits. So I've got like just a general slot where we can sort of then get basic things, or the Defender tree. Again, very, very much like Age of Wonders 4 in this sort of instance. The game is not at all like Age of Wonders 4, though, I've got to point out. I'll just read a few of the comments before they all disappear off the top. Mr. Flegel's maths class is saying, I love these games, excited it's back. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool. It's actually, I love playing this. And as I said before, I had some trepidation before I went into playing it, and then loved it. So Battle Mode saying, I always thought this was Stardoc's best game. It was a shame that they had an issue, an engine issues it did, and I think that this version should be great for people who felt the same way. Yeah, the engine never bothered me. It was more the balance. I found it was unbalanced elemental, and then Fallen Enchantress got the balance right. Mr. Flegel's Maths Classic, I'm just joining, but I'm curious how different it is. It doesn't matter. I guess I would replay the old games if that's all it is. No, it's a bit different in gameplay. Like there are some changes. But graphically it's improving a lot. So Gren is saying this is basically a copy of Fallen Enchantress so far. Remember those spiderlings? Yeah, look, it is. It's a remastered version with extra bits added on. So yes, you are going to see things that were. And when I started playing, I thought, I felt very nostalgic because it felt very familiar. But then we don't have the starting army. We don't there's little changes all the way through, and they do make a difference. So it's sort of funny. I'll show you one of them actually in just a second. That wasn't part of Fallen Enchantress. So there are new things in here, and there's new things coming as well. Like this is a bit of an open book now, where we can actually then put things into the like we can actually give advice or ask requests to sort of have things done, which is great. So yeah, it's really awesome. And Yeah, crafting is a thing, so we'll have a look at that one. Fred is saying, are they going to improve the AI or at least make it multiplayer? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how that's going to work. Buttermode's saying, I usually hate crafting in 4X games, but it's good here. Yeah, no exclusive. Yeah, it's very, very quick. You just find stuff and after battles and translates into recipes. Yeah, the recipes just show you what you can build. It's nice and fast. Not that we're going to have anything we can build just yet. Mr. Fiegel's Masterclass saying, yeah, this seems just like how it used to be. It feels like that. Love the sound of that. Yeah, says Bears. There we go. It's just Fallen Enchantress. It's Fallen Enchantress plus extras. So Battlemode's saying it's, yeah, Fallen Enchantress Legendary Heroes. It's a base game experience with elements coming back in from War of Magic and Sorcerer King. There we are. So, yep, so Battlemode's saying the original game was hampered by a 32-bit engine and limitations of PC hardware. This is what Brad and the team intended to have. For me, it actually wasn't. It was beyond that. The biggest problem I had with the original Elemental was the it didn't have limits with the like things were sort of went wildly unbalanced, and so that was my biggest problem with Elemental when it launched. And I was worried that we're going to start to introduce those things back again. To be honest, but I haven't seen that at all in the game. The game has been beautifully balanced and beautifully paced as well. So saying the sound effects are the same. Yes, they are. Look, what they've done is they've changed everything to make it easier for modders, to make it easy, and the modding is very easy in this game. It's been a reset really at this point in time to then allow things to then progress forward as they move forward. Sorry, I've just got someone of a ban here, so we'll ban. Just make sure I've got the right person. Yes, someone in Twitch. So there we go. Someone trying to sell me viewers, which I don't want. We want viewers, but I want them legitimately. Anyway, we have to choose a trait. So we've got all sorts of different things we can ultimately end up getting through this progression tree and through here. I always like to get this one here, just the healer, just to get a little bit of regeneration. You also have quick, like +1 combat speed, but I'll just go and get the healer now at this point in time. So we've sort of found those different bits and pieces. What I might do is, because this is so early in the game, I'll show you a few other little things, and then we may even just do another restart, just so that you can sort of, and then, because I want to cheat. I want to show you, I showed you how to set up the cheats, but I haven't showed you how to cheat. Let's have a quick look at a few other little bits and pieces. If I go into, this is my spell book. My spellbook, I'm always going to have meditation at the start. I should have done this actually in turn 1. Because I've got an essence slot, it doesn't cost me any mana. I've got 42 mana at the moment. Merchant's Blessing will give me a little bit of gold production in the city by 25%. Not worth it yet. This one here gives me +1 mana per essence. So I can go and grab that one, cast the spell on the actual city itself. So that will now start to produce an extra mana per turn. And it was mentioned before that it's worth waiting until you get up like 2 essence slots for your starting city. But that's the reason for that is that we would then go from +2 to +3, things like that. It's the more essence slots, the more power you can add to your city. This is the crafting menu back in through here. And so as we find equipment, or as we find crafting ingredients, and this was not part of Elemental, sorry, this was not part of Elemental, it was not part of Fallen Enchantress. So this is actually new, where it's very, very simple to actually go and find different bits and pieces, and this will expand as you do research as well. So you can then sort of go and get better equipment. Like, so if we had 6 iron, 1 cloudy diamond, and some cedar wood oil, we'd be able to build the hunter's short sword. But we can also unlock these over time. Let's just go and click on done. The thing I wanted to show you with the other thing with this game is when Elemental first was produced, the first time anyone ever did this, where they had a simplified map when you zoomed out, was Elemental. And this was actually one of the things that Elemental did extremely well. This is the cloth map. You can see we're down in the bottom corner down through here of the actual map itself. And so the cloth map was a nice way to be able to see what was going on, see what the resources were, and then sort of make your planning. And so there was, and it was, Elemental was the first game that did that. And so now everyone does it, but back then that was like very, very unique. But let's go and have a bit of a look, and let's just go back to the cloth map. And now that I've actually activated the cheats, I can go and press the Control and then the U to, I guess, Unfog of War. And I can then see the whole map. This is a really good way to learn the game. It is cheating, and so that's why we're going to start again. But I can then see all of the different bits and pieces, including the enemy cities. So I can sort of see what the enemy is up to, where they're moving off. In fact, that's one there. So we've got an enemy down that way. Another one should be up the top here. These are big themed areas. These areas on the map. These are sort of like algorithmically added in randomly, if that makes sort of sense, where you've got like these different sorts of themed zones in the actual game itself. But you can have a bit of a look around just to sort of see what's going on as to how the map has been built. In fact, that one there does look like it. Yeah, that is actually a player in through there. If we start to zoom back in again, we can then start to sort of see. This way you can actually go and have a bit of a look, just try to figure out, okay, what are they up to? Who am I up against? What are they seeing? And so it's a nice way, like after maybe about 10 seasons, you can then sort of quickly have a quick look at that one through there and have a look at the at what your progress is in comparison. As you meet the other players, you'll then get like a faction power aspect of what they're doing. You can see that this particular city is actually building a pioneer right away. So you can sort of see what they're actually up to. The big themed areas, this is like a dragon den that's back in through here, where you've got to then fulfill these different quests as you go through to actually defeat the dragon. Back over through here, what do we have? This is like a themed valley. I'm not sure what's actually in here, but to sort of get into this region, you can't cross these mountains, but you can then sort of go through the valley itself with lots and lots of loot. Back and through that other side. So by pressing Control U, once you've got the cheat selected, you can then just take off the fog of war. But we'll start again because that is cheating, but it is a really good way to learn the pacing of the game and what the AI is doing as well. So if we have a bit of a look across at at this one here, for example, again, building pioneers. Pioneers are how you get the second city. You want to get your first 3 cities up, at least 3 or 4, as fast as possible. Nothing much up that way. Yeah, Pioneer. This one's got 2 essence slots, for example, but they're not actually. They haven't put on the free mana one just yet. So anyway, that's Control U. If I press Control U again, it turns off the fog of war, and it's all hidden now. We don't get to see it all. But anyway, that's it is cheating, but it's a really good way to actually get an understanding of what the AI is doing if you're feeling that you're being outpaced. So type cheat in the general slot, as I showed you at the start of this particular stream, and then just Control U will then, and there's a whole lot of the keyboard, a whole lot of cheat commands, but that's a very, very useful one. Anyway, let's go back in and we will retire. Retiring will also then do it for you as well, sort of, but you won't get to see the map. You'll only get to sort of see the progression through here with, it's too early at this point in time with the different factions that were sort of in there. Just go next, finish, and just click on done. So let's go into a new game. We won't rebuild a grouping. So we've got the, this is our character in here, Dasbart. All of the things that we had set up before. We're just going to go next. Going to keep this on default. We're just going to go next. Going to keep that on default, just going to go play. So we're into the game now. So the pacing is actually ultimately fairly fast. Close that one down. This one we've got only 1 slot. This is where, again, if I go, a lot of the Stardock games, if you go Control N, it will then rebuild straight away. So you can just go Control N if you don't like your start. Oh, this is terrible. Control N. We're going to end up in a loop now where where the game is going to punish me for starting afresh each time. But getting those 2 slots can be useful. There's a 5-3 there. That's actually not bad, along with another wild grain. I'm going to get a lot of growth at this city. I've only got the 1. I'll go 1 more until well, hopefully we get 2 essence slots. All right, let's go back in and no, not getting up. This one here is Temple Ruins. That's actually something we can go and get here to increase the research generated by your faction. There's nothing much here. Again, I'll do 1 more. Now, it's the actual the amounts. I'm not sure if it's oh, there we go. Now we've got 2. So we've got 2 essence. Actually, we've got 3 there, but that's 3 there. That's actually, so I've got 1 less food there. I do actually have the fire shard, which is actually now, we're now going to be playing differently than what we played before because of the opportunities we have around us. So I've got 3 essence slots right there. I'm going to move across to this one. I'm still in season 1. We're going to do this one properly now. So I'm just going to go in and settle. It's the first thing I need to do. Still season 1. We're now going to go across to our spell book and get meditation. And we're going to go from +1 to +4 because we're getting 3 extra mana from that one. We are now going to be playing a much more magical style than what we had before because of our start. We also have shards right here. So this fire shard, and we also have crystal crags. These are going to give us other opportunities as we play the game. Very different to the start that we had previously. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to start to build. In which direction do we want to go? We're in the bottom of the map down here. And that sort of is important. You're going to find you can settle more easily around the outside of the map along the coast. So generally that's going to be what you're wanting to do. Now we've got 40 there. If we just go back in and have another quick look at our maps. Sorry, we've got the Merchant's Blessing. Increases gold production in the city by 25%. Until we actually get gold, it's not really worth it. Let's not worry about it. Let's just leave that one where that is. So these are the spells that we start off with. The tax rate, I'm just going to go and bring that down to none. I think that's a good way to start the game, just so we can get the building a little bit faster. I'm not going to build on top of this unit. I'm going to send the unit off to here. I've got 3 more moves. 1, 2, 3. I'll just move that one across to there. So found item. In this case, we've got a potion of wisdom. So that's going to be plus 20% spell mastery boost for 3 turns. This is used in combat. So I'm just going to go and click on OK. We still need to do the construction in the city. Now, construction, you either, when I go back to the city, I can either build or train. And I can then start to rush things once I've actually got the gold to do that. So I'm going to start off by building, not training. So we're just going to go to build. The merchant is the one that I want, and I don't really have a direction to head. Not that it matters that much. I'll just build down this way a little bit. I can also go in to click on this one as well and build on top of the crystal crag if I wanted to. Build a crystal foundry here to produce crystal. We will do that eventually, but not initially. So we'll come back to that one in a little while. We may be able to pick up this one as well. This is iron ore. That's going to produce metal. So we've got that one now under control. We do need to go back and do our research. So we'll just go back into research, go back to civics. Actually, I might even go to magic now and do shard harvesting. This way I can then get that fire shard. So let's go and do that one now. So we'll click on done. And that's going to allow me then to build on the fire shard. Now we do actually have more forgotten goods back up through there, and I need to deck my character out a little bit at the start. So we've got a quest, a humble inn. So we'll do these quests, we'll pick them up on the way. The quest system I also wasn't looking forward to. It's now season 2. We've already had a much better start just in the way that we've actually played this game. It's different to what we actually had previously. So let's go into the humble inn and see what this one actually is. Okay, so beside the inn is fighting man singing, my lord Brunthus the Chernobyl has taken over my workshop. If you can take care of him, I'll give you an enchanted shield I own. So we'll go yes, because we get a warding kite shield, which I wish when you hover over to tell you what the stats actually are, but we do want a shield. So we're going to have to move across to here to then go and do this one. So find and remove the darkling thread. We're not ready for that just yet. In through here we have a group of bandits. We're not ready for that yet either. We're not strong enough. This is now changed to white, meaning that we have the active quest going on to this one through here. We're going to move down into here. It contains 1 book. And so this one here is, God, that's hard to read, isn't it? What does it do? Plus 15 experience, we'll use that. And then we get this one. I'm going to go Defender again, choose Defender. And we didn't have enough level ups to go and start to sort of then go get the traits.
but that will come. I'm just going to keep on sort of just searching around. It's slower for us to move down through here. So this is, what have we got? We've still got 3 more moves. Let's just move down into here. And we've got another weak odd hut there. So we'll just go that way. It's now season 3 and we're back to full health. So it's sort of, it's auto building what we had. Okay, so in this case, the Arctic wolf cloak. An old man works outside the hut scraping a wolf hide on a fleshing beam. A few other hides hang taut on a wooden frame nearby. So initially you'll find a lot of the quests feel similar or feel the same. That's still, it hasn't bothered me, and I thought it would. Would you part with any of these cloaks? I'm too busy for this. So this is a reward is an Arctic wolf cloak. I'll collect the wolf pelts in return. So in this case, we have to kill wolves to get the pelts. So we'll come back for that one through there. Let's go and click on done. So another quest. We've now got 2 quests lined up. I find this is too small. I did give feedback on that these are hard to read and hard to sort of understand what's going on. It's another day. We've got a Twilight Bees, so build an apiary here to harvest their honey, which reduces the unrest for your entire faction. So that's actually worth getting a city back out that way. If we go back to the merchant, rushing it is going to cost me 62 Gildar. I've only got 50 because we're not getting any more Gildar coming in. But we might rush that when we can. There's more things up this way. Find an item. What do we get this time? A sword. This is actually another rusty sword, exactly what we've got. So we're not going to bother equipping that one. We're just going to click on OK. Actually, I might show you the equipment side of things. If I go to equip, this is that's now automatically been placed on there. But if I go to equip in here, anything I find is going to be in this big long list down through here, including other items are crafting items. We've got quest items, mounts. So anything we find ends up in this particular area. You can slot these out between all your different characters, so as you get them. And so we've got the rusty short sword. We're also just using the rusty short sword. We've got the mount in through here. So slowly over time, like most RPGs, we end up being able to build up the actual character himself. We've got the skills that we sort of saw there before when we built him, the traits, which is either the general or the defender. So we've got these different traits in through here as well. I'll just go and click on done. So anyway, that's the that's that particular slot in through that other side. We have a few other things we can do. Rename. We can cannot shop if we're out. We need to be inside friendly influence, or disband the actual unit itself, which we don't want to be doing. This is a camp. Let's go and have a look at this one. Snake oil. So a merchant. Do you have anything else to say? This is a random item. Buy the map from you. So we'll go and get the map in through this other in this other side of things. So there's something else up here. There's another shard up the top there. So we're now down to 30. And there's the wolves. There's 2 lots of wolves there. Now these are going to be too difficult for us. Now they will wander around randomly, and we don't want to be in where they can grab us. So what we want to do is we need to get stronger with we need to get defenses back in through here. And most of what the crate contains has been ruined except for a single item. So this is the, what this one does is +1 spell mastery. We'll use that. I don't think I can actually do anything with the spells at this stage. Pillar of Flame. 56 at the moment. It can only be cast inside your territory. And then Burning Blade. The China Champion's weapon does +2, +1 per fire shard, fire damage. Yeah, so that would be good ultimately. And it's going to cost me 1 mana, so that will go from 4 to 3. What's Scholar's Sanctum? This one here generates +2 research per turn. I should be getting some of these. Now that we're going to be starting to get... I might as well queue these up, actually. So let's just go back out and do that here. We've still got these other 2 essence slots. So let's go back to the Scholar's Sanctum. Cast the spell. So that's now going to be giving me extra research. So we'll get shard harvesting a lot faster now. So we're going to be able to sort of start to rattle through our research. I could take this one on potentially. This one's a wolf army, which is weak. And what do we need to do for the snake oil, the Arctic wolf? What do we need to do there? I forget how many we needed. This one here is it's still weak. It's sort of one of these things where the attack. Yeah, I should be still okay. Let's just go and attack this one here. Let's go to battle. I want to be. Unfortunately, they're going to be dodging out of the way. Oh, there we go. That was good. We dodged. Retaliation strike missed. No, that was good. That was actually fairly easy. So we got a wolf pelt and one flawless iron from that one. And so that was good. And I'm thinking I could take these three. Let's just go and do it. We didn't lose any there at all. So what this one does, it's important for us to do the combat because it also levels us up. So when we go to battle, we get experience for this. Oh, that's a grouping. Now, is that a problem? Hopefully not. Okay, there's one down. Oh, good. Retaliation, we're just down to one wolf. Dodged. I find the WASD keys really annoying. If you just use the mouse, you can more easily sort of move things around. There we are. So that was actually like a little army of wolves. We've got another wolf pelt there. And now we've actually got the trait, so we've now got the experience. I'm going to grab the healer. Choose healer at this stage. So we're down to 27, but we've gone up a level as well. So we're up to 40 there now. Start to move across. There's another wolf there. And more wolves there as well, actually. So there's a few different wolves. Back to the total amount there. How are we going? Merchant is coming in 1. If I go and click on that one, I can now rush build this one for 25 Gildar. I might as well do it. So that's going to then give me +2 ultimately with the money. So we're going to get a little bit extra there. I've got 15 in here now, so that's not really enough for us to go and use for spell casting. We wanted to get Merchant's Blessing as well, ultimately, which I won't do just yet. No construction because this is now finished. So what we want to do is we know that the other guys was looking to get that second city up and running as fast as possible. So let's go to training. Now, every faction has got their own group of units as well. We need to level, this one just gives us 3 to a party, 4 to a party, 5 to a party, or 6 to a party, back and through there. Pioneer, 8 seasons, we do want to get that one. So we're going to go and train that one up. And so it cost me 30 population from the city. So there's going to be, until we actually get the next city established, it's going to be, we're sort of 30 population down in the city, which will then impact all sorts of little things anyway. But anyway, that really shouldn't worry us too much. So we get the Pioneer now, and we'll go this way. I found an item, a silver flute. So this all enemies lose their next turn unless they resist. Doing this destroys the flute though. So if we are really in trouble, we can then use that in combat. Might have a quick look up this way. Like being able to scout with, because we've got the this one here. So this was actually the wild wargs. Build a kennel here to produce wargs. So it's going to be too far away from our cities. Let's move up this way a little bit. New technology, we've now got shard harvesting. So we'll open up the research. And we will go back to civilization now and get civics. Just click on done. Now this one here, we've got a darkling on its own. I thought there was some wolves. Oh, they're wandering around. There's a wolf on its own there. Let's go and have a look at this one. So I can just auto resolve if I know. Oh, she's got a 12 attack. What's its? Actually, we'll just do the battle. We'll just watch it. And we're almost at full strength. Oh, this is another stack. Oh, we don't want dodging at the start. You can see it's actually hurting us a fair bit. Now, I do actually have different things I can use. Potion of Wisdom. So we've got Spell Mastery. We've got Rush, take an extra action. So I can do that one there. I'm not sure if it'll give me 2 actions here. Let's just go and use it. We also have things like Burning Hands for 10 mana. Come on, do the damage. Okay, this makes it a bit more easy for us. Good. Alright, so we did lose a lot, but we did get 7 experience there. We lost 18 hit points there. We got the Ring of Life. So fashioned from crystal imbued with the micron of the Channeler's Essence, this ring increases the health of its wearer. Good. And so in this case here, we've got value 15. Just go and equip. And again, if we want to have a look and see what that one actually does do, I don't know if it gives me extra bonuses. It's the health of its owner. 40 was always what we had for the hit points. I'm not sure where that one actually does kick in. Let's just go and click on done. You can see it's a fairly fast-paced, simple game. The Darkling here is easy, so I'm going to go and start. I'm going to kill that one off as well. Whoa! See how these things move randomly? We do have to be careful of these. Now, I'm not really in a position yet with my hit points to be able to take this on, but we can take this one on here. So I'm just going to go and clear out this little spawn point. And again, this is going to be very, very easy just against this guy here. Done. Easy. Another glass flagon. And I can then go in and then loot whatever's left over there. And we're getting, our fame is starting to come up. We need to get to 10 fame to then get another hero. So Eru Elixir. Yep, so removes a random injury. This is actually useful. You do get injuries over time. Now that's the treasure chest. Please don't. Yeah, went there. Oh, we're under attack. Damn it. Which I'm not. Oh yeah, probably still be okay. They do have a better attack than us. Let's just go to battle. So they've attacked us just sort of randomly. I would love to see more nuance in the combat system, to be honest. Like just a little bit more of like heights, things like that. Even sort of like more defensive locations. Oh, this is going to hurt, guys. I'm going to use Burning Hands. This makes it a bit more doable for us. There we go. All right, that works. That was just one of the spells that we had. Instead of saying, so it's too early to be saying anything of early access games, but it's not how you would compare this to Age of Wonders. Yeah, it's very different to Age of Wonders. So it's sort of one of these things, actually. It was interesting because it doesn't feel like Age of Wonders at all. Like it's actually, I would say that the game that it probably most reminds me of is the Master of Magic that came out a few years ago. That's what it feels like. The pacing is so different to Age of Wonders. Age of Wonders is much more detailed. Like for us to play a game of Age of Wonders, like how many weeks it takes me to actually play an actual I have to put a big series together to play one game of Age of Wonders. This game we get a lot going through this in a very, very short period of time. So we've got Band of the Berserker, +1 damage per action when in tactical combat, +3 attack. I'll take that. I'll equip that one. Here we go. Now we've actually got beyond the 10. So we now have champions available. So yes, it's very, very different. And I've got to say, I've been enjoying this game much more than I thought I would, because I thought it was just going to be sort of old and nostalgic. So we'll just go back in, and we've got these two through here. So yeah, these are randomly sort of generated characters. We got another fire apprentice through here with Burning Hands, Heart of Fire. This one here is an Earth Apprentice, which has got enchanted hammers. This is actually a really useful one for us to then use. So I'm already thinking that this is the guy that we want, just to get the enchanted hammers to add +1 material to the city. That's going to give me like a much better production in the actual city that we actually have. Nature's Cloak, so target unit receives 20%. Yeah, that's okay. I think I'm just going to go with this guy here. So we're going to click on him and recruit in slow. Now you can move them off to then go and do their own searching, so they can sort of go off and do their own thing as well, which can be good, or I can combine them to make them more powerful. We've still got a lot of hit points that we need from Dasbart. This here is an air shard. This would be a great spot. There'll be essences in around here. How are we going with our... we're losing now money. We should be making money, actually. Why are we losing money? Let me have a bit of a think about what's going on here. It should be actually making the money from the from that resource. There's little things like this that still have to be fixed up in the game. If we go to the tax rate, so total income is -1. That seems to be a bug. I'm not sure why it's doing that, to be honest. Because we should have income coming back through. I still want to keep on building. I'm just going to click on... Maybe it's because we actually took so much of the population. That's production there. Research, growth, Gildar taxes. City Gildar is 4. So we've got the merchant and the village. Oh, I'm guessing that's a percentage of that. If I take it up to 30%, we get +1. But the production goes way down. I'll leave it on low and just see how we go. Let's click on done. So we're just going to be losing a small amount. We need to get that under control. Also, with the spells, we now actually have the other, the enchanted hammers. So +1 material for the city. That will then, I might as well pop that one in now until I sort of need it. So we'll cast that spell and put that into Attica as well. So the new character has now brought this one across, which will then give me better production in the actual city. So I'll use that. We can now also build the shards, so we'll get that done fairly soon as well. I don't know whether to keep these together. I might just keep them sort of together. Let's go and grab that. Skull cap is going to be +1 defense. I do need to get this one. If we have a look at this character here and just have a quick look to see, he's already got 3 defense. If we go to equipment, he has got he's got a rusty short sword as well, but he is wearing this Athican leather cuirass. Actually, that's not one thing we can now go and do, is have a look at the crafting menu. You can see there with the armor, we now can build leather vambraces because we've got 3 wolf pelts. We are going to need them for that quest, to finish that quest off, but I can get this one as well, which will then just give me another +1 defense, or the leather boots will also, I could use all 3 of those to now go and pick that one up. I really like this aspect, I've got to say. This one adds a lot to the actual game itself. Like just the ability to be able to, when you find things, to do the crafting. It does give you a sense of being able to sort of push things in the direction that you want. Now this is a medium camp. I can still pick it up. And we've got a medium up that way and modest in. Let's go this way and just see what we end up getting. Your sleep is interrupted by a night watchman banging on the inn door and calls for soldiers. He claims that there is about to be a riot nearby and asks you to follow him. Now I can do. I'm on my way. This could be bad. Oh no, that's okay. We have to get to there. Go to the farmhouse. All right, we don't have to go and do that one. We do actually have this bandits army. These are becoming more strong as we sort of see things. There's a treasure chest. I think we'll keep them sort of together. Yeah, let's keep them together now. Start to move them up. New technology researched. Okay, so we'll just open up our research again. And knowledge. Go back to warfare, I think. And start to get barracks and things. So just go and click on done. How are we going with our pioneers? Pioneers still 3 turns away. We need to get a few cities established as fast as we possibly can. There's a treasure chest there. Here we go. Sharp broadsword. This gives me 19 attack plus 2 initiative. This is much, much better. So we're going to... oh, hang on. I can't use it because I'm actually not a high enough value yet. Requires level 4. So we're only level 3, I think. So we'll just go and have a quick look and see. If we go to equip, where's our levels? Yeah, we're level 3. So we need to be level 4 before we can then go and use this sword. So leveling up again will be important. We're getting close-ish. Just need to find more things to attack. There's an earth shard. What is this one here? This was a air shard. We do actually have a lost library there. Now we've still got 5, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3. That will be okay. Let's go and grab this. Found ancient text. That's going to help with our research. There's another wolf, but I want to get away from these guys. I've still got 2 more turns before they then move off somewhere else. This is an area that I do want to be moving into with my faction. So I'll move up to 1, 2. Can I move up to there? Yeah, I can. And I want to keep this one sort of hovering around. There's not much else on this other side. I'll just have it wander up. I don't want it. I'll just move it into there for now and just leave it there. I'll just pass. Okay, they didn't move from there. There we are. Another 8 experience. To start to wander down. Yeah, I might even go back the other way with this other one. These guys they don't have any protection, but they do have a lot of attacks. We're nearly up to full strength again here. Found an item. Growth potion. And then a treasure chest in there. And these are rusty boots. Again, why can't we use them? I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the equipment. Showing it there. But it doesn't give me the... it may be again that I may need to have the that level 4, maybe. But at least this one is telling me. So... but I don't know why I can't use this. So, oh, hang on. What is that one? Did that say anything? I must have the plate mail proficiency. There we go. So we don't actually have plate mail proficiency just yet. All right. Okay, we've got iron ore. This is a nice little area for future cities and things. Bring these around. New technology research. We now have training, so we'll open up the research. And I might get leather working as well, just while I'm here. Now there's another group of bandits, and there's another group of wolves. And we can just keep on getting more of these things as well. Found an item. Death Ward Scroll. Okay, so use the scroll to cast Death Ward on a unit. If this unit is killed in battle, they resurrect it at full health. So we'll have to try to remember that we've got that as well. Find a valuable item. Here we go. So we actually have Chainmail Shirt. This one's going to give us plus 10 defense. This is actually now, this is a game changer for us. Because we're going to go from 1. Now we do lose 1 initiative, but that's not really going to matter that much. So we've got at the moment, we've got like an attack of 11. We'll just go and equip it. So we're now got 11 defense. This is really, really strong. So we now really are in a position where we can start to really push our way around with different things. Let's combine the forces now and start to whittle away at stuff. Here we go. We can now start to see, I can build right into here, but I also can build like another, that's another great location right there. What else can we see? There's nothing else down this way. There's a little one over there. If you can get your cities contiguous, that's also helpful, which means that they basically, if the borders can match up, but I'm just going to move to there straight away anyway. Let's go and get this one here. An enchanted backpack. +1 initiative, we'll grab that as well. So our main hero now is starting to get decked out really quite nicely with all the different bits and pieces that we have. We still need to get to level. We're only a handful of points away. If we can get in these guys combined, that's going to be useful. We've got the pioneers coming. We need to go back to construction in here again. Now I can build another pioneer if I wanted to. You can see we're losing money. Let's just go back into build again. And we can build things pretty fast. Zone of control will sort of move things out a little bit. The workshop will provide production per material will be +1. That's going to move. That's going to speed things up a lot. The Tower of Dominion. This is actually good. We get +1 growth, +5 fame. That's actually a good one to get early. So let's go and grab that one as well. I won't worry too much about sort of pushing the city in any different direction. Let's go and click on done. And we should start to now also think about getting some of the things like explorers or spearmen. The spearmen would be a useful one for us to go and just have coming in with what we're doing, but we'll just wait a little bit longer for that. It was still going backwards there, but we'll just leave that one where that is at this stage. Again, it's nice and easy. Playing the game. It's not. There's nothing onerous about it. It's sort of not. It doesn't punish you with your time or anything, which is good. It's the farmhouse. Now this is going to be a hard fight, but I think what I'll do is I'll end up picking up these guys, and we'll now combine these into a single army, and we'll go after those other units. So hopefully we'll be okay here. There we are. So we have, so we've got an attack that's the same, but we do actually have better defense. So we'll now just go into battle against these guys. Some of these will have, or could have range units. Hi Tenru, how are you going? So did they say how long it will be in early access? No, I think what they want to do is see what the reception is and see what people want. And so that they're going to sort of have like different directions that they can head. I know that they're going to have to still build a couple of the other factions. So they've still got to do that. But yeah, I'm not sure what their actual plans are in terms of the road mapping for the early access. I'm just going to go and pick on these. Only 5. That's not great. Move this one down as well. In slow, nothing else there. I'm just going to go and pass. With the armor, we've got like this is going to be good for us. They're picking on him. Now, when they combine, they actually end up getting a bonus together. I can move up, and then we get the bonus to attack that one. Kill that one off as well. There we go. All right, we're smashing our way through. Now, Dasbart just leveled up to level 4. Inslow is still only level 1, and so he's picking up a little bit of experience there. So we can now get the next one. We've got the first aid in through there. We've got quick. Let's go back to defender. Plus 10 defense when defending. That's actually fairly good. There's our plate mail proficiency. Let's go and grab that one. We'll choose that. That then allows me, if I go back into the equipment, I can now go and put on the rusty boots. So we'll just go and add those into what he's got. And we also now can use the sharp broadsword. So we're going to go and replace our rusty short sword there with the broadsword. That's going to give us a lot more power. Thanks for the subscription there, Tailsly Fox. That's very, very much appreciated. So, yeah, there we go. 12 months, 1 year. Thank you. Now I know I've missed a lot of the questions, but I can see that Battlemade's been answering as many as he can as well. Battlemade used to play this game an awful lot back in the day as well, so we both, this is one of our favourite games I think from both of us. There we go. So Gren is saying, I have several hundred hours in Fallen Enchantress and Legendary Heroes and don't see too much difference so far. It feels that way, but it's sort of like, and there isn't a lot. Like it's beyond a remaster, but it's not a new game. It still is very, very much, going back to those old games. Anyway, what do we go through here? This one here is, this is an easy one for us. Let's just go and fix this one up. Let's do the battle in here. So these are all individuals. There we are. Big hits now. And retaliation is like we're extremely strong now. There we are. Smashing our way through. And Inslow now leveled up as well. So we now have to choose what path we get for Inslow. So this is +1 Path of the Warrior, +5 attack. Let's go that way for him, just for the fun of it. And we found a silver ring and a glass flagon. So if we go back to the crafting menu and just see, really it's only this leather stuff. We've got 6 of these hides now. We might go back and finish off that other quest. I didn't build that, did I? No, I didn't. That's okay. Yeah, so we've got consumables back up through there and crafting items down the bottom here. What's that one? That's a dragon statue. I think I'll leave that one alone. We'll just come back up this other way, though. There we are. We're back in here now to go and pick up the next of the cities. So we'll just go and settle into this particular one. So this has got the 3 essence slots. We'll go and get more meditation. We've got 43 there now, so we also go back in and get the enchanted hammers, which will then allow us to do more production. And what else should we grab? Are we wanting to get that one, I think, once we get to the 45. All right, no construction here. We'll just go back into the build menu and build another merchant. Probably want to head this way, I guess. All right, so these are, like, if we have a quick look at the actual details of this city. So this is Avalan. You'll see there that the unrest is 34%. Now, you'll notice that we end up with the city tax penalty. We've got 2 cities, so we're getting a +6 there, but also territory not contiguous to the capital, meaning not connected. Eventually, they will join up, and the -15 will then disappear. So you don't want to be building too far away for the actual city itself. So we'll just go and click on that one. That's going to be okay. So we can now get that air shard. Tower of Dominion is coming in too. Yeah, nothing much else we can do there at this stage. So I'll just leave them where they are. Getting another Pioneer would be useful. Message from the Bandit. There's a toll for passing through these lands. Well, not anymore. Oh, there's a lot of them here. All right, so we only can move at the rate of the slowest unit. So this one here, again, we're going to be able to now smash our way through all of these, which will then just help with the leveling up. So I'll just auto resolve these. There we go. Took a bit of damage. So Inslow actually was the one who took the most damage there. Yeah, he actually is pretty badly off. I can't get there in one turn. He will heal up pretty quickly over time. Well, let's take them on. You can also just go Control S and do like quick saves if you're wanting to save scum, which I just did. So we'll do this one, we'll fight this one out because I want to make sure that he doesn't get killed. So we'll... yeah, if that one can move up to there, can't reach there, that's okay. So we'll just move this one out to the side. Interesting. How complete is the early access release when compared to Xenonauts 2 at release? Well, there's still a couple of factions to be added in, but it's good. Like, it's not as if there's some text missing. It's good. It could certainly have a bit more, but it's but you know, it's not as if there's things missing. I actually really like. I've got to say, I actually really like the Xenonauts 2 early access approach. I know a lot of people don't, but I thought that was one of the best early access sort of uses because otherwise we wouldn't have got that game as early as we did. I mean, it took a long time to get there. It's sort of funny saying that. We've got 4 Gildar, that's useful. We've got Nectar, which is another crafting ingredient. I don't know if that gives us anything else. Minor healing potion. We can now go and use that Nectar with the flagon to then go and create a healing potion. I might craft that one just so it's in our mix. Just going to go and click on OK. Done. So that's now been set up so we could actually use that one in the future. Just keep on moving this one up, I think. Yeah, we can't do much else there. One of our cities is now needing to have something done. So building, I think the workshop, I'm almost tempted to go and get another Pioneer and get that 3rd city up and running as fast as possible. I might do that, I think. Let's do that. So we've got a air shard is now nearby. Construction complete on the Tower of Dominion. That's fine. That's just going to help us with the growth. What do we need? We need the next champion will come at 50 fame, and we're going to need to start to build up our armies as well fairly soon to then sort of take things out. Interesting. I was just talking about the state X2 was in when it released. There was quite a bit missing, and it's why I shelved it for the time being. Plus, I don't want to do the same with Elemental. Should I just... Oh, look, yeah, no, you've got 2 factions that have to be built into it. It's a bit of an open book. There's no real roadmap for it, but that will develop as people play it. So the more people who play it, the more development this game will get, and also the more people actually ask for things. I think it's sort of like it doesn't have like a preset approach, which is what Xenonauts 2 actually had. But Xenonauts 2, like it was, they kept on sort of changing it to sort of satisfy the user base, which was good. but I know that that wasn't what some people wanted for early access. In this case, the early access is like hopefully they'll add in those factions as quickly as possible. Yeah, so actually we've got battle mode saying, Daz, you remember you can build outposts with your pioneers. I don't like building outposts for the simple reason, and you may have a different reason for this, Ben, or battle mode, is that it's 30 population then tied up in an outpost, which I don't like the idea of that. So you can actually build outposts to sort of stretch your borders, which I'm not going to do in this case. But outposts are when you've got a pioneer, they can either build like cities, or they can build outposts. But for me, the outposts chew up too much resources. So yeah, it's been saying you can play the game from start to finish, and the game is feature complete already. We're just adding more stuff in and balancing in early access. Well, there's the two factions that I think should be in here as soon as possible. I'm hoping that they get added in. I thought they were part of the original games, like at least the legendary heroes. So I'm not sure why they're not in it. Maybe they're still doing the extra graphics for that one. Let's just go and grab this one. Got crates. What do we pick up? Wine. This is going to increase dodge by 1, and we'll just go and use it. These are permanent. We now have leather working, which allows us to get Athican leather armor, and also leather armor through there. And we do get another class called the Defender. These are really good. So we're going to now just go back into open research. We'll go back to civilization, and we'll go and pick up restoration now, I think, or knowledge. Maybe knowledge. Just go and click on done. We're up to 75. We're getting +7 now with our mana. We've got a lot of mana coming in. Getting these cities is so important. Like, it is just so important. So we're just going to go back in, and we've still got one more slot. Now, the Merchant's Blessing. Let's just do that, just so we can really rip through the research. Now we have another shard up in here, which means we're going to get another 3 essence slot for the next pioneer when it does come out. I can't rush that. It's going to cost me too much. 87 Gildar for that one at this stage. Oh, that one's got no construction, so we'll just go back into building through here and get the monument's going to give me a zone of control. Expand the borders. Unrest goes down. This is actually useful, and we get +2 fame. Actually, that's something I should have got before. And I might start to get some of these shards now as well. Start to get them produced. Yep, so I've got that one now done. That's good. Everything's sort of working back over there. Temple ruins, I'll leave those where they are. We do have this guy here. Finish that one off. Done. Message from Gildan. So we've come across Gildan. So fair weather to you, Dazbart. We here in Gildan have heard much of the hard, honest work you've been doing over the land. Continue to work, and you'll have faithful friends among the Ioneers. So this is an Ioneer faction, even though Ioneers aren't actually in the game. Anyway, Gildan is the Ioneers. Finally, good to meet you. Kingdoms must stand together. So this is the other kingdom that we've now come across. So we now will have, this will then change the game a little bit. We can see through there that their strength is 7, whereas is only 4. So we're a bit behind where they are. And it may be because we've got that other pioneer, I think, sort of being built at the moment. So they're ahead of us, and they're neutral towards us. If I go and click on that one, it's sort of like if I go back into, where's diplomacy? If you haven't shown all of these different things, this is foreign relations, where I can then go in and actually talk to Gildan and start to sort of work with them. So if I go into, how do I speak to? If I go into speak to there, it's the same as clicking Gildan in the top corner. And so there's different things we can do through here immediately. And one of the earliest treaties, because we're both kingdoms, we do have a natural like with each other. And so we can sort of see there the national their population against ours. They've got 2 settlements already. Net income, they've actually got a positive income. Their power rating is 7, ours is only 4, back in through there. don't know why that one doesn't expand out. There's ones that one does. There's little things like that with the user interface that do need to be fixed up in the game. So let's just go across and we've got trades. So we've got tech knowledge. So what I can do here is they've got money. I've got warfare knowledge. I'll just say, talk about something else. Let's go to treaties. And we will go to the non-aggression pact. Perceived value -3. Does that do it? Yep, that's if I pay them 4, I can get the non-aggression pact. I think I might go and do that one. So let's just go and click on OK, and oh, actually no, it's gone. I'll just say goodbye. I won't worry about it. There shouldn't be any. We're not close enough to really warrant that, but we've come across them. They may have wandered towards us. Not seeing it there though. I'm not sure where they actually are. If we go back to the cloth map, that's not them. No, I'm not sure where they actually are. Anyway, that's going to be okay. We're going to be moving back away to the bottom. What I might do is I might even split my forces up now and move Dasbart out just to finish off that other quest. Wait, actually, we've still got this one here. Oh, that's a strong. We don't want to do the strong just yet until we've got an army. Now, because we came out, we've got the limit of the 3. I don't want to combine these just yet. New research, so we now have knowledge. We'll open up the next lot of research. Maybe just get restoration. We can get that one in 2 turns. Let's click on done. So now we have the full 6 again. So we can now start to sort of move down through the grouping. And we'll just get this one to follow along. But he's a long way behind now. So again, I can make use of this by using these pioneers in around here somewhere, but I really want to move them up into here. It's a 5-3-1. Is there anything else over there? There's even more there. There's another 3 essence there. A 3-3-2, but I'll be wanting to pick up more up this side. I think I'll go there. Just move them up. Okay, let's go back into, if we go to train now, we actually now have the defenders, which can be built. But before we do that one, let's just go back to build. And what else do we have? The workshop. I'll just keep on building some of these basic things, and then we do need to get an army, but we'll do that in a little bit of time. I would like to get these shards as well. If we go and build on top of these, not sure how long that will take. Yeah, another 6 turns after that. I'll do that one for the fire. Training completed for the pioneer. Yeah, we've done that one. That's the odd hut. We have to come back and finish that one off. Restoration, we get the garden. It's funny, in warfare with the training, I don't have the barracks. I'm not sure why I can't actually build the barracks. So, Z Driver saying, "Hi Daz, I know you probably said this, but what is the difference in this game versus Elemental Fallen Enchantress?" It's the combination of 3. Just let me grab a drink and I'll show you where you can find the information. Hang on, I'll just be 1 second. So the information is actually online. They actually, there's like the 10 biggest things that they sort of went through. I'll just go and see if I can locate it. Just go back into here. Go to Steam. And this was actually something that I really quite liked reading this one, because just it did sort of show it. Elemental. There'll be 20% off right now if you do want it. We'll just go back down, and if we go to the community hub, and one of the dev diaries is in here. If we go to news, that's probably going to be the way to do it. In early access, modding. This one here, Dev Journal number 10, does go through the what's considered to be the 10 major points. Now, some of these don't seem to sort of work the way that they say that they are. I don't know if it's going to be changing. It says there's no pre-made characters, but there are some pre-made characters in the game, but it's easy to build your own with what you're doing. You can see this is a much larger area that they're actually sort of playing with their faction power, etc. So we're only playing on a small map. You start out alone. This is actually, it's funny, you know, like I thought, so what? Like when I read this, I'm thinking that, like I can go through everything I thought of with each of these, because because I've been playing the game for a good week and a bit now, and I can't stop playing. I love it. I'm absolutely, and I didn't think I would. Like I've got to say, when I started playing this again, I thought, oh, it's going to be an old game. I don't really like remakes so much, or not remakes, so remasters. They don't do a lot for me, because it feels like an old game still. But this one doesn't. Like I'm surprised at just how much I'm into the game. Like I'm sort of getting immersed in the story. For me, it's actually become it's just a game I can't stop playing at the moment. Anyway, no pre-made characters. I don't know why they've said this as their number one, because from what I can see, they're right there. Like they're actually in the game. So when you do start off a game, you do actually have all these pre-made characters. So it says Proserpine, Relias, Virgo are still in the game, but they're no longer playable characters. I thought they were. Anyway, that one I'm thinking I don't get that one. I think that idea got scrapped, says Otis. Yeah, pre-made characters still in. Yeah, I don't know why that's number one. Anyway, that one for me doesn't exist. So you ignore that one. You start out alone. And again, when I read this one, I was thinking, no entourages, you're alone. I didn't even realise that I had been playing it without the starting army. And then when I thought about it, I thought, actually, it's easier to ease into the game, because you're not managing another, like you're not starting off on medium difficulty in the world. You're starting off at a weak difficulty, and your surrounds are also weak, and the progression feels better without actually, like you can see already where we are fairly quickly in this game that we're playing. We're already now fairly powerful. We're already now medium, and starting off medium, just it feels better starting off with just one character. You sort of ease into the game. It feels more like a role play game, in my opinion. So that one's not major, but it does make a difference. Yeah, the starting area monster has been rebalanced with this in mind, and that's actually pretty cool. I've got to say, I've been enjoying this because it's allowing me to get a connection with whatever the character is when they sort of do start off. Rushing, so that's been added to the game. You can now rush build, which is useful. Crafting was not part of Fallen Enchantress, so this is actually really, really cool. Like when you get into the mid game and end game, the crafting becomes very, very important, and that was never part of the original game. Then you've got unit design will have more depth. Now, it doesn't seem to have much at the moment, but you can then go and, this is not just your heroes, by the way, this is actually the soldiers. You can actually design your own soldiers. They always had that, but I think that they're going to be extending that out, particularly with the crafting and stuff. So yeah, that for me is something that I'm looking forward to. I'm guessing this is going to be something that will be fleshed out even more in early access, where you've got like different sorts of things you can then sort of go and add to the actual base units. So the unit design, we haven't looked at that, but you can actually design your own
fighters, and you always could in Fallen Enchantress, but I think that's going to be extended even more. Training buildings. This is actually where most of the actual time has been spent, is to rework all of the mapping, like the detail, because we now got much better zoom than what we used to have. Things like that. They've been sort of just fixing up the overall look of everything to make it more modern. If you do have Fallen Enchantress and open up Fallen Enchantress, you'll see the difference when you start playing. So but this is actually where I think most of the time has been spent at this stage, just getting this one ready, getting it ready for the overall look. And again, it looks good. Like, as I said before, when I don't feel like I'm playing an old game when I'm playing this game. Free champions are going to go away. So in Fallen Enchantress, once you've got fame, champions will just show up. This is going away. Instead, fame is what will let you unlock the ability to recruit champions. So that looks like that hasn't been implemented yet. So I'm not sure why that was listed, but that's actually not. We still are just going through the old fame mechanic. That looks like it's going to change. Bigger map sizes. Diplomacy is better. This is pretty basic currently, but now that crafting is a big deal, swapping crafting ingredients is going to matter a lot. So this is actually pretty cool, where you can actually then start to specifically use crafting as something that you do want to then go and get with your diplomacy. I hadn't even thought of that, to be honest. That's actually a good idea. And units can get equipment. So in this case, again, the actual units that you end up having can then sort of be can also then have the different equipment as well. So you can end up, essentially, it's much more role play focused than what it was. Hi, Began, how you going? Interesting, it looks a bit generic at first glance. It doesn't play that way. Like as I said before, I've been really blown away just by how much fun I've been having with the game. Now we've got leatherworking, we've got weaponry down through here. The Red Watch, I might go that way actually. Let's just go and start to get our armies built up a little bit. Yeah, so anyway, we've got the, so me, myself and I are saying, great, so they are turning a 4X game into an adventure game with city puzzles. Now, where have I seen that before? Well, it still plays like Fallen Enchantress, like it still feels like Fallen Enchantress. Yeah, so it's not, but it's just when you sort of, you start to notice the little differences, which is actually great. And now here we go. This is actually now an empire. So we've got Yithril. So you'll forgive me if I'm skeptical of friendship from an empire. And so this is actually like one of the Trog units. So we'll just go back across. They're also at 7. So these are actually more powerful than what we are at this point in time. So their power rating is higher. Now, the quest complete, the Arctic Wolf Cloak. So we'll just click on Done. And now we actually have this one through here. This is a +1 defense and +25 cold resistance. Actually, that's probably the wolves we're supposed to kill off. Back in through there. I'll just go to equip. That can remove things, so you have to be a bit careful. We've got the Arctic Wolf Cloak through there. No, everything else is still actually okay. That's still all okay. So we'll just go and click on Done there. So this has got 27 hit points. We've got 44. They don't have any protection. They do have. It's still considered weak. And this one here is the Humble Inn. We'll head down this way now a little bit. What I'm going to do is, I'll keep this one coming up. Auto-resolve this one. Took a bit of damage, but not much. All right, and I'll just keep on expanding out this other side, and we'll start to now pick up the different units that we can then go and get. So we're now here. Let's go and too close to another settlement. Minimum distance is 7. Oh, okay. So 1, 2, 4, 5. Okay, so if I move to there, will that one work? Yeah, but that's fine.
Right, so so there is a minimum. Sorry, I didn't even realise that. Only have one slot here. Now I don't need any more mana, I don't think. So what we'll do is we'll just go into the into our spell books, and maybe enchanted hammers. Do we get something more powerful? Now that's wild grain. This is going to give us a lot more growth. Workshop's coming in 2 down there. Yeah, we've got everything we needed there as well. So this is actually okay. Let's just go back into the build menu. We'll start off with the merchant again. And just move up towards that area. Another earth shard there. Actually, this grain, if I go and build that, that'll give me even more growth. Build that as well. So that way we'll get another air altar. Not that I probably really need it, but anyway, we'll just keep it going this way. So that's 3 cities. I wouldn't mind getting a 4th city at some stage. We might have a bit of a look down this other side and just sort of see what we've got. Oh, that's disconnected. Interesting. So I can't get across here. Okay, when a city levels up, so Attica has grown to level 2, select what type of settlement it will become. And so you've got like these different things. A conclave is more for doing research, and so this is going to be much more magical. So devote the city to research and scholarly pursuits. Conclaves generate more research than other city types and have access to buildings that benefit from essence yields. So we do actually have like 3 essence there, which is actually a good idea for us. So that for me is sort of like a natural fit. The fortress is units trained gain a level. We get +1 research, +4 production, and +1 Gildar. So devote the city to the military and defence. Fortresses have better production than other city types. Use them to build advanced troops and defend your borders. Or we've got a town. And so in this case here, it's a bit of a hybrid. So this one is more about money, really. So devote the city to agriculture and financial pursuits. Cities generate more Gildar than other city types and have access to building types that boost your entire empire. I'm thinking we go conclave with what we end up having, and just accept that one. And we're going to be sort of playing with more magic anyway. So let's just go that side. When you actually are looking at the city as well, you'll notice that there's like different shapes now when it goes to like a level 2 city. Most other cities will just be round. This is just indicating that it hasn't had a selection yet. This one here, when it's got this sort of like this star shape, that means it's a conclave. I think if it's a square, it's going to be then a fortress. I'll be probably making this one into a fortress ultimately, with what we end up doing. And because at this stage, we've got to, like, actually, we don't know if that connects. I might actually have to scoot over there and have a bit of a look to see. Let's get our guys up that way. Where's our other hero? Is he inside a city somewhere, maybe? He is. Inslow's back in there. I'll move him up this way. Yeah, that's Gildan. Okay, so Gildan is sort of on the way through. So we're saying, can you change the assignment later if you need a different production? I don't think so, actually. That's a good question. I think once you've selected it, because so much then can be built. If we go back into the building queue, I think things like the sages and stuff that come from the type, I think I may be wrong about that, but I think we end up with a different group of builds that we can then sort of go and get. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure about it. I don't think we can change it once it's actually been done. If we go and have a look at details, conclave there, yeah, that's all it really is.
Yeah, I don't think so. Good question though. All right, let's continue on. So we'll I'll use this guy here to have a bit of more of a look at this edge. We'll just do a bit of scouting. And you can see there, these are explorers that they've actually got. And if I click on that one there, I can see again where cities can be built, like just, you know, from what they've actually got there. I'm sort of tempted to go and grab that, but I think I'm just going to have to consolidate a little bit more before we do that. One thing I should do is actually try to get another fair way to go before we get more fame. We need to do more attacking. We've still got a couple of quests. Go to the farmhouse. This is a strong one. I'm going to need to get an army before I do that one. Anyway, let's continue on. So we've got the, I think that's all done. Who's moving still? 6 moves there. Just move that one up. Only heroes can actually go and open up different areas of the map. Yeah, that's okay. That's completely enclosed. This is actually a real choke point that we actually have down through here. Like this is a full-on peninsula, which means that like this is these any city we build in through here is going to be very, very important. I think one more city there will actually then sort of set us up for all we're going to need in the game, and then we can just start to go off and become a bit more aggressive. This should open up a bit now. Got a Darkling there. I'll just auto resolve this. It's going to be fairly easy. Oh, there's more bandits down the bottom there. He's just leveled up to level 3. And with the warrior side of things, +3 attack. You know, I think I might do that. Let's just choose lethal. We've got one more slot. Alright, yeah, he can't do much else. If I just go back to equip, he's already got that. One thing I hope that they add in is the ability to be able to move from hero to hero. Because there's no like if I unequip something, no matter where I am on the map, I can equip it with another hero. So they really should be arrows to go through your list of heroes that you actually have. So there's still more there. We're going to need to fix all this stuff up. I've got the fire altar now built with no construction down this other side, so we now actually have that one done. Just go back into training. These defenders. I can't get the group because we need cooperation tech to get that one. Let's train that one up, I guess. You see, we've gone to like 10 power levels now. So these things do sort of switch around a little bit as things start to develop. Yeah, I'll train a defender. Actually, I might just keep on building in this city, actually. The cleric is then going to give me more fame as well. Let's just start to move up towards the other cities. And now we have warhammers and things. We can start to design our units up a little bit if we wanted to. Drills will then give us +1 army size. There we go. So that one does give us the larger army. That's 6. Go back to civilization. We've got trading, administration, and rush production. There we go. Agriculture and mining. I might go that way actually, get mining to get started. There's a corporation, which will then allow us to get the group.
I'll click on done. That's all good. So Kunaoni is saying, I'm confused. If Fallen Enchantress is just an updated version of Elemental, what did they take from Elemental to add to this game that wasn't in Fallen Enchantress? I don't know, to be honest. It's sort of funny. It's sort of like it's... I don't really understand that aspect of the vision. So we can see things like, for example, the crafting has come from Sorcerer King. So that one definitely comes from that one through there. Sorcerer King was much more about role play than the other two games. So Elemental and Fallen Enchantress. Now, like I think the way I would sort of think about it is that Elemental, when it was first designed, was really going to be the game. Like it wasn't. I don't think there were plans for Fallen Enchantress at that stage. It was Elemental was going to be the game, but the launch was so bad that they had to basically reset, and so Fallen Enchantress was the reset. So I don't know what is coming in from the Elemental side of things, other than Elemental had a much bigger vision. Fallen Enchantress, and I applaud what they did with Fallen Enchantress, is that they reduced the vision right down to simplify the game a lot, and so we ended up with, I think, one of the great games back in its era, and to be honest, still just as enjoyable. But it's a great question. I've got no idea. So. Kuno says, saying, apology if you answered my question or was in an ad. No, I've only just saw there that you'd written the app DasTactic. If you're watching in YouTube or in Twitch and you want to grab my attention and ask something or see something, just do an app DasTactic. It comes up in red. Particularly in Twitch, it's very, very prominent, but in YouTube, it's a bit harder to sort of see those. But yeah, if you do that one, at least I can then skim through and see where people have actually asked questions. Anyway, so we're building up. The thing I'm liking about this game is I'm already, like, the flavour of what we've actually got designed is already feeling pretty cool. The random map is actually giving me this whole peninsula. I'm now thinking, for one thing, it's going to be very easy for me to defend this. I almost don't need to worry too much about roads and stuff in through here. Normally, I would be wanting to have roads built so I can actually move quickly between the different areas. But I'm hardly going to be down here, to be honest. There's nothing that can actually hit me down through this other side. What have we got there? Actually, I should go and clean that one out just while I'm here. Let's just go and do that one. That's like a spawning location. Let's just move across. But yeah, that's a good question about what Elemental, what's been brought in here. And I think it's just more that Elemental had such vision and such goals, and I think that those goals are what's going to be coming in. That's what my assumption actually is. So we've got another treasure chest there. Just keep on sort of moving these across. Now that's a bandit army, 21 health. That's going to be an interesting fight. I might just do another quick save here. I'll come back to that one in just a minute. So it's a little bit more of a tricky fight. Can't do anything else there. So we've got a city that's Avalan is not building anything. And so we now have another shard here. We'll go and build yet more things. Study. Research, we're doing fairly well. We're actually rattling through that one. I think it's going to be things like the monument, like zone of control, and the workshop. I'll grab a workshop and just start to push the borders down to the south a little bit. That's all good. The Crystal Crag, I might even build that as well, just so we can start to get crystal. You can see there we've got the shards. We've got the shards in through here. We can start to use the spells. It's been a long time since I've actually used the spells, so it's been interesting to sort of see how we use those. All right, so we've got the 6 in through here. I'll just do a quick save, and that way if I screw this up, I'll just go to battle. Is there any of them they're just bandits? There's no bandit leader. I just want to get away from them all being able to attack me. Put a second shot. So now they can double up on me. Just kill them off. Oh, there's the knives, yeah. Got throwing knives. There we are. Job done. The combat is so much easier in this game than games like, for example, Age of Wonders. So it's quite different. The gold we've been able to just sort of keep on top of a little bit. Okay, that's good. That at least gets rid of that particular grouping, and we can now start to just focus on the front. Okay, we find a valuable item through here, rusty helmet. And so this one here, I'm just going to click on OK. This one's now leveled up. Now, in reality, this one would be a great conclave as well. I think we'll actually do that. I think we'll do two conclaves right from the start. So we'll sort of end up being much more magical in our approach. And we might start to we'll make this into a fortress or even a town, and then we might maybe even make over here like the fourth city into a fortress. How are we going with 31 there? We do need to get more fame. I'm a bit behind with that. Shadow Tiger saying, I think they need to fix the random map algorithm. I find it generates too many locations like this peninsula you're stuck on, which leads to less interesting games. That's true. That's true as well. I haven't had this formed in the other games that I've been playing. It's been much more still with choke points, which is good, but it was more interesting, as you say. To be like, if that was connected through there, that would be more interesting. Right. So what do we got? Move this one up. Particularly with having Gildan, like that potential ally, close by. All right, our faction power is actually now really coming along fairly well. And that is the scouts from the other guys, from the Wraiths. It's just a scouting party. So they've been building units. We haven't been building units. And again, we can see there's more things that can be built out through here. But I think that this is probably going to be our next spot that we want to go for. There's some good things out in that direction. I think even with the we've got the workshop there. Let's just go and train up another pioneer group in here. That's when we need metal. So we get the next lot of pioneers trained. I can't get through there. We'll combine these two up again. Actually, that was one thing I wanted to do, was just go to equipment. And that one requires plate mail proficiency. So the rusty helm, we can do that one with the other leader. Go equip. Because he's got like this lucky skull cap. So I can get rid of that and put this one on. And then we can go back to the other one. So we're now sort of decking ourselves out quite nicely here. And we can go back to this character, equip, and equip that one onto him. Yeah, we need a shield for him as well. Actually, can we build one yet? There's leather armor. Recall scroll. Yep, no, nothing much else there. we'll leave that one off as we learn more things. So Yithril, you can see, is actually now becoming negative, unfriendly. So they're going to possibly declare war. So we're going to need to build up to take these ones on. We'll just say goodbye. Actually, Gildan, can we... treaties, non-aggression pact. Yeah, this is now positive for them. What can you pay me? There we go. So we now have the where was it? I can't even see it now. Anyway, that we've now becoming more friendly with them. So Gildan we do want to be fostering because that's a kingdom, and then we've got Yithril and somebody else as well on the map that we'll be wanting to attack, but we'll need to sort of scout them out. Thailand has just go back into the build menu here again as well. And I think I'll go the cleric. New technology, we've got mining, open research. We've got cooperation back up through there. This one does give me the group. Back to magic. We haven't really done much with this. Rituals. Actually, that unlocks the crystal mine. We do want to make use of that. So we'll end up going through charms and then rituals. We'll just go and click on done. So charms is the first thing that we need. Dasbart. It will move off in this direction. There's a border there. So this will be like a themed area. That's another bandit army there. And another group of scouts from Gildan. And what damage? We took a bit there. Nothing much. Nothing too much. Now we've gone up another level. So we're going to plate mail proficiency in through there. This one will then give me plus 10 defense when defending. Plus 10 hit points. Might go that way, I think, just so we can start to move across to get iron skin. More iron ore. Here we go. The town, because I do want to get more gold, I think we'll actually make this one into a town. Although, fortress. I might go fortress here, actually. So you can see that's now a shield shape. So we've got the 2 star shapes, the shield shape, and its square must be the town, actually. So that must be what that one actually is. And ultimately upgrade this one if we get agriculture. And I do the earth shard, I may be able to build onto that one. There's nothing much up there that we need, so we'll just click on done. That's all good. The workshop is coming in 1. Crystal quarry is still being built. Now have charms, so we can start to now craft and build our own bits and pieces in through here. So we'll just go and continue the research. This is Gildan, back up this way. Gildan shards. They're not making use of this, and it may just be because we're playing at like a normal difficulty level. They may not think as effectively as what they could. I didn't want to sort of play too difficult with what we were doing there. So we'll move around the outside edge. What we might do is talk to Gildan yet again and go to treaties. Actually, no, there's nothing much. Yeah, existing non-aggression pact. This one, I don't know if that allows us to move through each other's territory. I I thought there was a one that we could get that would allow us to essentially sort of just help each other. Let's now just go and build these together. Have a bit of a look around. So Yithril has now taken a bit of a commanding lead here. I mean, against these two. We're still way out in front. Yeah, we've got the cleric coming that way. Everything else is going well. That one should be the end of the turn, which it is. So they've got bandit armies wandering through their territory. Again, easy. I'm just going to auto-resolve this. Last breath and spider silk. Camp cleared, a bit more gold, a bit more fame is important. And back to Attica. So we'll just keep on building stuff up. The monument, zone of control, I might just go that way. Or just keep on pushing up towards the other cities. New technology research, rituals. So we can now get the actual crystal mine, upgrades from the crystal quarry. Actually, I didn't need it for anything else. So we'll open up research. Arcane Mastery, that one rings a bell. Guardian statues were always good. I think I'll go back to Civilization though. And I've got trading there, administration. I'll try that one, I think. Or even agriculture. But no, I'll go this way. Just click on done. So I won't worry too much about what I'm going to be planning for. Actually, Ben Swope is saying the plans are on a roadmap posted on the dev blog. Okay, I didn't see that one. So there is a roadmap. Okay, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so Dynasty system is going to be added too from the original. Yes, the Dynasty system's not in there yet. That was something that I'm really looking forward to as well. I hope that they make some changes with that one. Now with this one here, we've got the... Yes, we're building that one there. That's coming very, very soon. Pioneer in 2 turns, that's good as well. Starting to make a little bit of money now, but not a lot. Cleric in 1 turn as well, that's going to be good. So these will ultimately... I need to keep on pushing down this way to connect these 2 borders up. We'll just get back to our heroes. And there's more wild grain up there. Now if we go to build, got the hedge wall, defending units get a bit more initiative, and we get 2 city defender groups, which is actually good. The Forge, trained units defense, so Forge improves the defense of units trained in a city, which is actually good for us. These are the sorts of things that we do need. I might start to get things like the zone of control, just to sort of allow us to try to push things out a little bit. I won't worry too much about getting the armies built just yet. It's funny, it sort of has like a different... It doesn't come back sometimes when you're actually in the cities to the standard view. But I think, look, visually, I mean, it doesn't look super old, the game. Like, it doesn't look terrible, which is good. Camp there. We're going to have to go and finish off those quests as well, I think. Just wander around here. Training complete. So we now have the Pioneer Party, which is down in here. And we'll move them over to grab this 3 essence. Build. Research bonus in the city if we wanted it. The garden, the study, research per session, monument, zone of control again. I'm just going to keep on trying to push these borders out a little bit. It's funny, I can't go any further down this way. Just move that one to there. We'd have to somehow close this gap. All right, that one's done. And then we've got the this one here as well with the construction. So let's just go back into build. Herbalist, we get +1 mana. Mana is not a concern for us at all. Research bonus would actually be good again in this one. The garden, the crystal mine provides 0.5 crystals per season. That's going to cost me a fair bit to get that one. The shrine is going to get less unrest. Let's have a look at, maybe we'll go with the sage, I think. Just keep on pushing it up. So, sorry, what's it saying? I just got notification from Steam that Elemental is available. And look, DasTactic is already playing it. Yes, I've been playing it for a good week or so. Actually, I've actually got invited to America to go and actually have a look at this and a few other games at Stardock, I've got to say, and it was such a great. That's where I was for that week. That's why I lost my voice. It was just awesome. So yeah, it was just it was so great to see the passion of what they did with these games, and it's funny because I didn't get to play Elemental that much. It wasn't until I was back before I actually got to play it, and I had the misgivings because I only got to play it for like half an hour when I was actually in America, and I was thinking, oh, I don't know. That was actually where I wasn't as receptive to the game as what I am now, which is quite funny. But yeah, no, it's this is I mean, this was, I launched my game, my channel pretty much with Fallen Enchantress, along with Distant Worlds Universe. So those two games were pretty much the start of my channel. And so I played an awful lot of Fallen Enchantress, absolutely loved it. And again, I'm just, this game, I sort of was feeling that I was going to have like rose-coloured, glasses looking at everything, but I really like what I've thoroughly enjoyed the game itself. It's just been awesome, absolutely awesome. So yeah, the pacing just feels so good in this. I managed to play like a whole game like in about 3 hours at one like with one of them, which was fairly cool. So it was nice. Hi Sorbicol, how you going? So Dreamweaver Mirror saying, so do you think the game is fun enough to be worth dropping the $20? Price is low enough, but that I'm tempted. Yeah, it's sort of funny you say that as well. That's just one of the things where I sort of felt like if it was going to be more of a remaster, I felt that the price was probably a bit high. But and at the moment you do have 20% off, so I think the price is good, but I would have preferred to have seen it at like maybe $5 cheaper. I think just in terms of what I was sort of looking at through there. So there we go. We're attacking this one. I'll just auto resolve. It's not really going to be a problem for us. But yeah, I definitely think the game is worth it. As I said before, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. But I just felt that it might, like the price point might be on that sort of tipping edge for people. But like I've had so much fun with this game. Absolutely, just loved it. Then cleared. The wolf was guarding a meager horde. Okay, we'll just open researching through here. Cooperation. I might go that way. Just get that one done so we can get the bigger. This is arena of the Slakanen. We're not ready for that. Move these across. Yeah, so Began saying I just grabbed it. I couldn't wait. It's look.
as I said, like I had misgivings about the game when I first played it. Like it was I didn't play it for long enough. I was thinking, is it really different enough? And and I just was thinking, am I such a fanboy of the original game that I'm just it's just nostalgia? And so I had to sort of stop all those thoughts to sort of try to think, like to approach it as if it was a new game. Like even though we know it's sort of like based on an old game. And I've got to say, as I said before, I've really thoroughly enjoyed this game. Like it's just been so much fun to get back into, and the pacing just blew my mind. Just how good the pacing is in this game. Just go back into build into here. I've got the training yard. This is going to give me train unit accuracy, unit training discount there as well. I'll go and grab this just so we can start to sort of get more aggression with what we're doing. Let's go and position that one out on the corner there, just to push these out a little bit and get the other grain. We've already got the farm now built here, so that's actually good. And the herbalist, we don't want the sage. The bell tower, unrest goes down again, and I think getting the unrest down is important. Now we're getting further down, bone splitter. This is the rumours of a powerful war boar in the wild. According to a few that claim to have seen him, he's destroying outposts, chased ogres from their lairs and emptied larders. They have taken to calling him Bone Splinter. So anyway, now wherever food goes missing or a building collapses, Bone Splinter is blamed. So be cautious of this creature's passing. There's a deadly threat. So these are the sorts of random things that do actually happen. I'm just going to click on done. And so we've got the bell tower coming in through there. Not sure if we'll see Bone Splinter in here. Not seeing it just yet. Now that's this is actually Yithril. I don't think I'm ready to attack just yet. There's a Shadow Warg there, which is medium. That's actually fairly strong. Our frame is 37. We want to get another one fairly soon. That's 16 attack, 39. Doesn't have any. I think we could take that one on. There's wild wargs there. Yeah, let's just do it. Just do a save scum first. So there's a warg. Going after the other guy, which is a lot weaker. Now, we're down to 20, we're down to 17. I think that hopefully that'll be enough. I can go into like a mode where I don't actually, what was I going to say? I can go into a mode where I can just defend, and that can be useful. Oh no. Got him. Got a critical hit there. So we took a little bit of damage there. And we didn't pick up any fame there, unfortunately. We're going to come back. This is going to be where we're going to be attacking into, I think. So we have this one here. Now I could end up, we've got iron ore there, which is going to be very important. But iron ore there as well. I think we'll just stay here with the essences. And we'll again just go back with the cast the spell here. Heart of Fire. All units trained in the city get +1 fire attack per essence. But increases the unrest of the city by 5%. That'd be good for the other one, actually. That would not be bad. Aura of Might. All units get +1 defense per essence. This is good for the other city, the other one that we had. Did we do Enchanted Hammers? No, we didn't. Yes, we did. So we already have Enchanted Hammers there. 2 more slots.
Mana we don't really need anymore, so we might sort of start to change some of these spells out. Is you might grab the mana here. Because that is just going to really raise this one up. And we'll start with the merchant here, I guess. New technology researched. Okay, so that's now trading. Cooperation. Why can't we do done there? For some reason it won't let me choose cooperation on its own. But I can go to ergonomics, which will then go and get it. That's weird. That's a little bug. I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you, Virgo Reborn. We have a little love for the empires. There we go. So we don't know where the other one actually is just yet, but we'll need to sort of build up for. At least we have a nice little choke point running through this other side. That scout's sort of in the way. Yeah, I can't get through there. It's a real choke point there. All right, I'm just going to stay where I am there until I can get an army out this way, I think. Attica. We've got the shrine again to get unrest down. Even the crystal mine would be good. We've got 6 crystal at the moment. This one actually allows us to get magical equipment on our troops. That's going to be something that's going to be very, very useful. So I think we'll build that, even though it's going to take a bit of time. Yep, that'll be okay. All right, that's all good. She would like to sort of come back. I don't think I'm ready yet to take this one on. Oh, there we go. There's 2 Yithrils. We ended up with 2 of them on the map. That's something I should try to fix as well, where we don't actually end up with two of the same faction there. I mean, I could declare war and then we just deal with it, but let's not worry about it just yet. So we'll leave them where they are. Actually, maybe we'll just explore a little bit down this way. See what we can find. Yeah, that's the edge of one of their towns. They're building more pioneers. And again, that's a fortress, that one. That one's now finished. We'll get our metals so we can start to build better troops. Go through this forest, and there's more cities there. So they've got all of their cities all nice and close. Well, I think we could take this one out relatively easily. I mean, they're getting more powerful, but we'll need to get an army together in this grouping. That's a themed area, I think, up the top there, I'm assuming. The town hall gets the unrest down. Zone of control goes up again as well. Let's go and grab that one just to try to pick it up. Actually, where is that? It's just an upgrade. It's an upgrade. The garden, we can move down towards this one if we wanted to. Yeah, the shrine is going to give me even more fame. I'll build that one. I'll just do the upgrades. Okay, there's Darklings somewhere. Not sure where they actually are. Do I build or do I keep on going? This is the barracks. Trained. Yeah, this one, I think we want to get that one. Production as well. Getting that one up would be good. The forge. All this stuff I want to get. I'll go to the workshop just to try to get more production. Then we'll build that one and the barracks as well. Just build those. We'll just queue them up. It's going to take a fair few turns. Just click on done. I am going to have to start building troops though, so we may have to interrupt that process. Another fame there. This is a Darkling zone. They're in there looking around. Let's just go up there. I think it's like a themed area, the Shroud. The mist that covers the world grows thicker. As you halt to gain their bearings, a man steps by you and disappears. The Shroud, we're in the Shroud, someone cries out. Fear tinging his voice. No wonder, the Shroud is a place of mystery and death. Those who enter disappear, never to be seen again. Some say that they wish to cross the world to other cities, other places. Others believe them transported to Diocracy, a city that stands in the Shroud heart. A city containing great treasures, yours to be the taking if you brave the Shroud's depth and defeat the defenders. There we go. So that's the Darklings again. Just continue the research. So that army there is only weak. Okay, what do we find? Monk's robes. Now this is going to just give me extra dodge. I'm not going to worry about that one. This army. So these are stronger than the other Darklings that we've seen. So we're going to battle. So these are now groups. So we're seeing the warrior groups. Now we should be strong enough with our armor to not really have to worry about this one so much. There we go. Bang. Yeah, we blocked that with our shield. And in slow, we'll just leave him pass. They dodged, unfortunately. They're going to go after him. Good, another block. Oh, they've dodged, unfortunately. I'm going to pass, what you'll notice with this is that when I pass, he will then go into a defensive mode. So we have like a little shield, and that will help protect him because he's just not really built for these sorts of attacks. Excuse me. So I'm just going to keep on doing this with him, which is actually pretty cool. Like it sort of allows you to at least, like you can see there, with him being defensive, it's just not, yeah, that's no problem there. So that's all done. So it just gives them a better way to be able to fight. Silk can be sold. There we go. Cloud of Topaz. Let's have a look and see if that's got anything that we want. Dagger, a Warhammer. crack the hardest skulls. So this one here is attack of +9. Initiative this goes down though. I don't think we'll worry about that one. Right, that's the city in the heart. There's more of them here. This is actually a strong army. I can't take that one on. That's way too big. Looking at what we actually have through there. This one here is a Shadow Warg. I think we get out of here now. Let's leave them alone. Now that's Gildan again. So they've actually got like an Ophidian. I'm not sure how they get those, but that's another hero going in. That themed area. We'll move back. We'll get ready to take on Yuthril, I think. So back in through. Oh, geez, who is that? Storm Dragon Army, which is deadly. Alright, well, we don't want to be... they've got a Guardian statue there and a Storm Dragon, which we cannot take on. They tend to leave the city areas alone and just wander the wilds. So I'm going to have to just ignore it. Just don't look. Close your eyes. And we definitely want to sort of start to now move out this way. Yeah, they're in here somewhere. I think that this has been triggered. There's a road that's running automatically through there. They're now contiguous, so they're now joined up. There's a hero. I bet you that hero triggered that bloody dragon. Well, that's going to make life difficult in that region. Oh, we're close now. We are very close to joining up. And what this will then do is, if we go and have a look at Avalon and look at the details, the unrest is 30%, and we do actually have the territory not contiguous to the capital is -15. As soon as we can join that up, this unrest is going to go down, and we're going to get much more production. So we definitely want to be moving that one. This is contiguous, essentially. Once this joins up here, that then solves everything, which is great. We've almost got that as well, these wild wargs. Just keep on going, I think. Start to move these back. And we want to control in through here as well. Okay, so we have Attica is, and we can build, if we can build up that way. So we've got the Herbalist, the Study, a Garden or the Shrine. If I build there, I think that will then push it up, maybe? No, it won't. I've still got to build one more. I'll build out this way, even though I'd like to get those wargs. Yeah, it didn't quite work just yet. Need to go a little bit further. We can also build down this way as well. We're getting good crystal now, which is great. We're getting iron now as well. This is good, because what this is going to do is it's going to allow me to start to build up an army. We're still ahead of the others, but they're catching up. So we'll come back and get our army established. Now, these guys are in the way. I think we might just declare war now. Because they're in the way. Goodbye. And these are weak, so we'll just auto-resolve that. And we'll come back with an army. I could push things a bit in here, but I won't just yet. Then we'll come back. Small bandits. Auto resolve that one. Okay, so this one is now, this is our warrior. He's got another aspect. So +4 attack, expert swordsman. That's not bad. She might go with the hit points. Actually, maybe even chainmail. Let's just go that way. And we'll get ourselves an army, or even a couple of armies. Still nothing being built. Okay, Gildan have also declared war on Yuthril. So, yeah, that'll be interesting to sort of see how things work. Okay, we've got +1 army size there as well. So we've got cooperation. Logistics will give us a squad. I won't go that way. Let's just go back to warfare. Get the drills. The army size is how many slots we can fill. And so the bigger the more slots we can actually have, the better. Now the forge is coming. Can we rush that one? We can for 50. I'm not going to worry about it though. I'm just going to let them build their own thing. So we've got the forge coming. Then we've got the barracks. And then we can start to build up the army. We may... I think we'll do it that way. This dragon is going to be just going to be hovering around, I think. So I'm going to build. Here we go. So Thailand has grown to level 3. Select a free improvement for this city. So this is actually... which one's Thailand? This is not the city that we're looking at. So I think Thailand is the actual fortress that we had. So I think it's this one here. So infirmaries provide additional healing for all units stationed in the city, which we don't really need. The strike garrison gives all units trained in the city the impulsive trait, +2 initiative, or watchtower. Provide a catapult for city defense. I think we'll go with the more attacking type thing. So let's just go and accept that one, because we're going to be building our army from there. And that's going to be sort of where we mainly take things. This one's still only level 1. So we need to get that one up as well. This is Thailand in here. The forge is coming in 1. Just keep on building up before we start to build the units. We've got a lot of materials now. We've got the study, again, research, town hall. Garden I could push down this way a little bit. Study. I'll grab that. All right, we'll just go that way. So it's saying, is the wandering monster dragon possible to tame, and can it randomly move to town destroying it? I don't know. I don't think that they do move down to the towns. They tend to just stay in the wild. I mean, it's inside our territory now. I think it can accidentally wander over stuff, but they're not. I don't think they actually target your cities as such. I bet you now it will. I bet you almost anything it will now that I've said that. But it's they tend not to. But this is way too strong for us. So we can't deal with it at our current level even slightly. So it's not going to go well for us if it does attack. But I can't remember if it can. Like, I can't remember what that actually does. Oh, there's a scout. Chase them down. And so this one here, I'm just going to make this one into a town. Just so we can try to get gold. Let's get with a different type of building there. So this is sort of like, you know, it's like these are just in the wild. And most things in the wild won't come in and attack your cities. They may attack things like this, I think, but not the cities themselves from what I can remember. Okay, Ithaca, no construction. We want to close this gap. If I can build into there, that would be great. Can we do it? No, not really. Let's see if we can somehow get that one pushing up. This is where I could actually then go and build an outpost in here just to connect the gap, to make them so that they are contiguous. I don't want to push this too much. I'll keep these up this way. Okay, we've now got drills so we can get more armies. Open research. Oh, archery is a good one. We can get the archer then. Mounted warfare as well. We actually don't have horses. So we haven't got any horse areas. Blacksmithing. And we get Blades of Ithaca. I'll go archery to get started, and then we'll go for the blacksmithing after that, I think. And just the barracks to rush. That one's going to cost a lot at this stage. Actually, I might even come into Thailand. We'll just sit in there for a little while and just end the turns until we actually get this barrack built. Everything's sort of working there. This is the first time I've actually, when I've been playing the game, but I've actually just been literally pushing the end turn button. We wanted to get that up there. Okay, we'll end our turn there. There's no way. I can't do anything about this. I don't know if that does anything to the happiness. Doesn't seem to sort of really be doing much at all. Alright, we'll just keep it where it is. Hopefully it'll wander off. I could go after that dragon statue, but I think we'll actually get a bigger army. Once we get the barracks built, we can then sort of start to train up the actual units themselves. Yithril is starting to become more powerful. Everyone has moved there. Again, everything is good. One more turn. There's archery. We'll open up the research. Maybe, yeah, we'll go blacksmithing now. Let's click on done and then end our turn. Time for peace has come. Let's end our war. No, your fate is sealed. Because we're gonna now build up. So Thailand is now finished its build. If we just go back to the build menu, we've got the hedge wall, but there's nothing much else there. So we're just going to click on train now. So we have a number of different units. Let's actually have a look at the actual unit designer, so we can just sort of at least get that one out of the way as well. So we've got archers, which we've only just picked up. These are great because they can fire across the whole map, which again, I hope that they change that so that you end up with sort of like differences, like with something's in front of you that you can sort of get cover, stuff like that. There's just no nuance at all to archery or anything like this, or not much at all. So these are lightly equipped and skilled at picking off their opponents at a distance. Move at 3 attacks. There's 4 in the. So this is actually a group at the moment. We can get it to a party which has only got like 3 units. If I go to the group, it's going to be times 4. You can see hit points times 4 and attack times 4. Squad is the next level up, but group is sort of like the size that we have, which is good. If I go to party, it's a bit faster to build, but I want the groups. I want the bigger forces together. So that's the archers. They don't sort of really sort of, it doesn't require much at all there. Defenders, backing through this other side, have got higher initiative, so they do move faster, further. Their attack is good and their hit points are good. The Red Watch is, the hit points are a bit lower. Overall, good early skirmishers, don't really need them for much else. Militia are useless now. Spearmen are useless. So really we're looking really at these 3 units up the top here. What we can do though is we can actually go and design them. So I can go into, for example, the archers, go into design, or actually any of these, and go and choose what they're going to actually have, how they're going to then sort of work. So, so if we go into, I can go to new, if I wanted to, spearmen. I just don't really need the spearmen, I don't think. Their hit points are only 8 and their defense is 7. If we go back to defender, the defense here is 9. So they have like a lot of different equipment back through this other side. But we could actually go and, for example, probably the defender is probably going to be ultimately because of the hit points that they have. So these have got plus 3 hit points with constitution. Again, you can see there the placeholder text. 10 defense when defending. So these are great at defending. Plate mail proficiency. Now, they're not using plate mail, they're just using leather at this stage, but they can be upgraded. So if we go and edit this, these are sort of what they end up having. So we've got the, they can have hammers, spears are 2-handed, so if they do that one, they're going to lose their shield. Axes, back and through here is, axes are there. So we've got hammers, staves, spears, axes. Now the axe is 8 attack, and again we can just have them upgradable, or we can go with the dagger, which has only got 6 attack versus champions, which is not really what we want. It's funny, they don't have swords as such. I mean, I guess blades is that. Yeah, blades is what we have. I'm sort of thinking we just keep the warhammer, 9 attack. So again, I can sort of go into their upgradable warhammer. So I think we can design other things here. What else have we got? We've got armor. And we've got the, this is the best armor that we actually have. Equipment. Belt of, that's 20 dodge versus ranged. I can, it's going to cost me 3 crystal. Belt of speed gives me more initiative. +1 fire attack. That's 2 shields for that. So these are rings we can get for them. Ring of life. This is where we want the crystal. Ring of the glacier. Cold attack. Throwing knives. Range of 3. That's good. I'd like to have the actual small range. This is iron to get these. And then we've got the ring of nullification. The lightning attack, which is 2. The 20 dodge is 3 there. I can grab that and maybe the fire attack. Actually, I've got to have one of them. Ring of embers. Oh no, I've got both. Yes, so this is going to cost me 5 crystal to build these. Do you know what I'm saying? You should change it so that you get a list of the loot you win from a battle instead of separate pop-ups. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. It's sort of, that's like, yeah, it is what it is, I guess. Now, other, this is just the overall look. Nothing's going to really sort of help me much there. Traits. So these are the actual traits. So we've got Iron Skin. If I do that, I can actually go from Defender to Iron Skin and just get 3 defense anyway, which I think would be better for the attacks that we have. We've still got the 5 crystal. Plate mail proficiency, that will be good later on, so I think I'll keep that one going. Balance, +2 initiative, +10 dodge. Acrobat 1, +1 dodge per level. Lithe, potential, its experience. I think Iron Skin more so than Defender. I think we'll keep those where they are. And then that's defensive. And then we've got aggression in through here as well, different traits. So that's all okay, I think. We'll just, we'll save that one there. So this is the King's Ward. Let's just pick the name. This is these are good names. Not so much like the random name generator. That'll be okay. We'll just go and pick that one there. We'll try to get like a more of a fiery type background, I think. There we are. So this is sort of like how we'll then sort of pick them up. That'll do. King's Ward. I'm happy enough with that name as well. So I'll save that one. So this becomes like a different force based on this particular one. And if we go back to the archers as well, and we'll just go and edit this one as well. So the armor that they have is, they don't actually have any armor. I might throw that in, just so that they've got a little bit more protection. The equipment, +20 dodge versus range attacks. Now we want to keep these at the back anyway. Let's do that. And we could go with fire attack again as well. Another 5 crystal. We've got 32 crystal, which is actually okay. And then the traits. These again will just cost the amount to sort of get these going. +1 dodge per level. Balance is not bad. So we've got a couple of we've got some more traits in here that we can then go and grab. And then we're aggressive in through here. Ambush, bloodthirsty, brute, charge, discipline, enmity, fast. +2 initiative. It just allows them to fire a little bit faster in combat. Finesse, +3 attacks. Fury, muscle, precision is a good one for an archer. Halt, underdog, and veteran. That'll do us. I think we'll just save that one. All right, so we've now got henchmen. I think we'll actually just have a look at something else in through here. And these were called archers. We call these, what should we call them? Just call them longbows. That'll do, so just save that one. So we now have longbows and King's Wards. We'll make up our army from these. So we've sort of built these using the resources that we've actually picked up. We still haven't, we need to go and keep on doing more. Like blacksmithing is going to allow us to even do more with the King's Wards to actually get them even stronger. So these are all costing a fair bit of materials to then go and grab these. Like this is only 60, but these are costing like 93 to go and build these. So these are going to be much more powerful. So just go and click on done. And when we go back in, we can then just go back into train and go down to the, I'll grab King's Wards to start with. So we'll train them up. Oh, we can't train that. Not enough crystal. Oh, it's per unit. Right, so we'll grab 1 King's Ward. That's actually good. And we'll grab another archer after that. And we'll see how we go with the crystal if we get enough crystal coming back in. So to get a group of them, it's 4. So it's 4 times 5, which is 20. So by that stage, we should be okay to pick up another King's Ward. So let's just see how we go. With the 12, it's still not going to be enough. So that's going to be okay. All right, all of these are now done. So Attica has got build and the apothecary. Garden, I'll just grab that one. All right, that's fine. Done. Everland. So again, training these is not really what we want to do here. I'm just going to click on done and just go back to build. Come on, please push this border out. Just need this border pushed a little bit further, and then that will help us enormously. Done, and we've still got this one as well. That's now wandered off, which is actually good. Build the well. We'll get food bonus in the grocer. Food per grain. It's not fantastic. Study. Smelter. Metals. Definitely want to go that way, I think. So we'll build that one up. Okay, they're all done, and we'll now just wait for these King's Wards. And that's good. Nothing else happening. Yep, still nothing there. Trade proposal. So, trade treaty. Yeah, I agree. We want to be friendly with them, I think. King's Ward coming in 3. Yeah, we're getting closer with our fame. There they are. It's, yeah, that's a King's Ward group. So there's 4 of them actually ultimately in the stack. I'm not sure why it's only showing 3. Start to move this one down now. We can start to take this on. That's a clay pit there. We'll just move it down into this zone. So we've been sort of walking on the roads, like there's a road that's been built between those. Did that join? No, still hasn't joined yet. I don't know. I think I might wait until I've got the archers. They're going to be here very, very soon. So let's just stay where we are. Again, nothing else to do, so we'll just end our turn. All right, build. I'll grab this one here. We can now get the wargs. Actually, that's useful. Hang on, just move that one down. Build the kennel. Okay, we can't actually do that one just yet. Not sure where the kennels actually are. Got blacksmith coming very, very soon. Oh, there's those scouts. Oh, that's the other Yithril. Well, let's declare war. Goodbye. We don't want them wandering around. Oh, here we go. Got a battle initiation. So this, unfortunately, is a deadly attack. So it did actually wander into us. So I think it just randomly wanders. And in this case, we have a big problem. They've all become afraid. We can't win against this at all. So these are like militia in the actual cities themselves. We didn't even get to have a shop there. So we just got completely destroyed there. So that has been raised. We no longer have metal. Or do we have metal somewhere else? Yeah, so they have wiped that one out, unfortunately. Okay, so we'll go back to this farmhouse. I might just wait for these archers to come. Blacksmithing, okay, that gives us the fending blade, which is actually a better blade than what we actually have. The blacksmith for the fortress. Alright, mounted warfare. There's the wargs. Yeah, we can get the warg den there if we get that one. Well, let's go that way. Let's go and sort of head in that direction. The archer at the top there, coming in one more turn. And we've got 24 crystal. We can get another King's Ward. Let's go and do that. Yep, that's good. So costing us 20 crystal per King's Ward, and we no longer have any metal. So we need to go back. We need to finish off that dragon. So we do need to get that one done. Yeah, let's actually with that one now as well. Like if we go back in and have another quick look, actually we'll just go back into Avalon, back to build. Now it's contiguous. So we're now getting we now do have all of these things are now joined up. But unfortunately, we did lose that other city. So we need to go back and rebuild. But that dragon is a problem. Yeah, archers coming in one turn. You're at war with both Euthrals now. One of them is suffering. The other one is almost our strength. Yeah, when we do air spells, we haven't really had a good look at what we can do here. Got Pillar of Flame. I wonder if I should have used that. This one's not bad. This is a Anointed by Flame. Blessing of Restoration. Gains a level. Touch of Darkness. Yeah, we won't worry about those so much. Civ is saying, could you use sacrificial units to lure the dragon away from the site? No, not really. They don't target. They just wander randomly. That's what the like bandits and things as well. They tend not to target, from what I can remember, unless they've changed it. Which way should we do this? Casting Fireball. Mana maintenance. It's not bad. We might do that actually. We'll cast the spell on Inslow. Just so we can cast fireballs as well. The archer coming in one turn. Bring these through. Now we have still got 8 turns before we get the next King's Ward coming. So we're strong. This is strong. I might just do a quick save. Persecution. Crossroads is alive with shouting voices, so we can attack the disciples. I don't know how strong these actually are. So what do we have? I better read this one. The local farmers are leading the protest. They gathered around a former farmhouse, now marked with the symbol of Paradon. Paradon doesn't matter. That's not on not playing, so that's okay. Are you ignorant so you can't recognise holy ground? So blind? Yeah, blah blah blah. I think we'll attack the disciples. There's a lot of them actually. These are all spearmen. Okay, there's a lot of them here. Lone spearman there. There's a dark wizard there. I can't get to the dark wizard easily. It's got rid of 2 of them. Wish these would start off in defensive mode. Okay, we have the fireball spell, should be. Are we doing that one up? I think we are. And this one here, I'm just going to go and pass. And then we need to be attacking this. Not enough. It's casting Despair. Good. The wizard's down. Using spears. Killed himself. That wasn't good. I do have a quick save, so I'll probably have to go back and replay this one. These King's Wards are in trouble. Yeah, we have to get rid of that wizard. I'll give it another crack and see how we go. One dodged. We're doing okay. Just not great. But But we will save scum, of course, because that's what we do. So I'm trying to block them from being able to walk up and hit the archers. Here we are. So we did win in the end. Now this one here, you can see Inslow comes back, but with a twisted knee. So this is actually like some damage that was done to him. The King's Wards gets killed off. I would love this to have like an Age of Wonders, like a retry button. That would be pretty cool. We'll just go click on done. So choosing a trait, he's gone up a level. Just choose first aid. Just click on OK for now. Kill the disciples. Yep, so we get more fame, which would then sort of lead to other things. Soldier's Cloak. I'll just click on OK. Blizzard Scroll. New champions available. I'll just grab any old thing at this stage, and because we're going to go and reload that particular battle. So we'll go back in and go back into the main menu and go back to load game. And there's a quick save there. So we'll just go and load that one in. We'll give that one another go and just sort of see how we go with this. All right, try that again. I think defend the disciples and attack the mob. I think we'll attack the disciples again. Now we're in a bad position here. What I need to do is I'm going to need to try to protect everyone with him, and then move back up into here. Which we've got a nice little choke point running up this other side, just to stop them from getting this one attacked too much. I do have burning hands. I should have gone down to there. Hang on. Yeah, I should have moved to there. I'll still do this. We've got that one as well. Flame Dart. Brought another one back. They should start off in defensive mode. I think that's really quite important. Oh, that's not good. Doing a bit of damage there. Go that way. Go that way, I think. It's making it a little bit easier. All right, what else did we go through? Horrific Whale. So all enemy units take 8 damage unless they resist. Oh, we're preparing to cast. I need to kill this thing off. Damn. We're going to have to do it again, guys. We have to do it again. And I can't actually end. Press to have the remainder of the battle auto-resolve. Let's try one more time. The trouble is that they don't start off in defensive mode, and they really should. Okay, so just leave that one alone. Alright, try that again. Main menu, load game. Try one last time. Just not quite strong enough. If I can get the other group of the King's Wards in, that would actually be enough, I think, to get this one done. So we could wait. Maybe we wait. Let's just wait. These are, we have to be a little bit careful that things don't sort of appear on the horizon. Just go and grab these. Okay, that one's now done. Town Hall. I'll build that one. Okay, we've now got mounted warfare and warp riding coming. Probably should have researched some other things, I think. Let's just continue on. Except you're saying, can you use the spell before battle? Oh wait, no, I can't. I can't use that one that does damage. No, I can't actually. Not with this one here. Like with those with the dragon, I potentially could have. Potentially. I got 4 more turns there. We'll just keep on waiting for that one to come up. Too late. Trade proposal. I agree. That's good. One more turn. Now, this one here, let's go and train another group of... can't get the longbows just yet. Not enough crystal for that one. So we're a little way off getting the crystal. So we'll grab just archers, I think. Oh, they're not really strong enough. Let's go back to... just click on done and just go back to build. Command post. That's actually good. Blacksmith actually would be even better. I mean, it's quicker. Let's go and build that one up. So move that one over. Right, this one we should now not really have too many troubles. Do another quick save. And we'll try again. So we got a little bit better off down in here. Now, what I should have done was I should have come back in here and done the Burning Hands in amongst that group there. And we need to sort of protect everything down this way. Now I've got the This is hopelessness. All enemies' stamina is reduced to 0 unless they resist. I think I'll take this one. It's 36 mana. I've only got one that's attacking us there. I'll cast that spell. They can all attack this guy, so let's go do that. That's the way we want to do it. Okay, then we've got this one here as well. We've still got this one at the top. We need to get across to and do the damage here. Now that's going to be attacked, but I think it's still going to be okay. So that one's now on the ground. That's like prone. It's good. That one's down. No more spell casting. Good. Another 2 down. Now that's taken off that other character that he had there as well. The spearman can actually do 2 in a row. That's why there's sometimes we're sort of seeing other big attacks go in. Okay, this is much better. Much better. Just protect these. Yeah, it made such a difference having these guys. Great. Okay, that's awesome. So we did well there finally. Right, so if we've gone up another level, I think I will. This one here we get feedback fireball. That's actually a good one. So we start off with the fire disciple with flame darts and things. I haven't really been using those. Let's just go that way. Now this is the Athica has now grown to level 3. So we can go with an archivist, which will actually do more research. An oracle allows you to tap into the magic of elemental, adding an additional essence to the city. That's going to then make it 4. So I'm going to go and accept that one. The scroll scribe allows you to make scrolls available but we'll go that way. Persecution, you've killed the disciples, you search them for things of value. Okay, we'll just click on done. More fame, that means we're going to get another hero. This one here is going to give us experience, we'll use that. Ring of Embers, +1 fire attack. I'll equip that for now. So here we have, this one here has got a life, so he's got regeneration, fully heals the target unit's health each season, which is good. It's not bad there actually. This one here, we've just got, this one's Amarian Blood, Lawmaster. I'm going to go this one. Recruit Joffrey. Then we've got Athica back into here with another one of these. So we'll just go and have a quick look and see what else we can go and build. So Sovereign's Call, +2 growth in the Enchanted City. Heart of Fire. Yeah, all units trained in the city are +1 defense per essence, which again is really awesome. I think I might go that way and cast that spell. So for when we do start to build the units back in through here as well. Alright, so we have no construction up this way. We'll just go back into build. Got the palace. 32 seasons for that one. Let's get the sage. Done. I don't think we can take the dragon on with this group. I'm just going to do a quick save. Oh, there's Joffrey. So we have, that's the full army now. Where are you, dragon? There it is. It's 197. We've got 250 health. I mean, when you look at the numbers, it doesn't look too bad. I'm going to have to get going pretty soon, actually. But what we'll do is, let's just do a quick save here and give this a go. And it's just our final little thing to see how we end up going here. It's deadly. We're strong. Let's see what happens. I don't think this is going to work all that well. Fingers crossed. We'll go to battle. Yeah, a few of them are afraid. See, these ones are starting off in defensive mode. Why don't these? Alright, so the Guardian statue has a crack before anything else. Let's move these down a little bit. I'm not going to do much damage. I'm just going to go and pass just so we can go into defensive mode. And similarly in here. Oh wow. Yeah, we're not going to be able to defeat this either. So fear is causing issues. Yeah, we haven't got a hope in hell. I'll speed up this because we're not going to get through this. Oh, we did? We lost that group. I don't know how that... I wish we could see replays. There's the details. I don't know how we did that. That doesn't make sense. Oh, dragons do more damage per unit in formation, right. Well, I thought we were going to definitely die there. Yeah, that's weird. Must be level 8 to get that one right. Just choose that lethal. I might keep that. I'm not sure how or why that actually happened. I don't think anyone else is damaged as such. Means we're going to need to get more units, but let's do that. That way, at least we don't have to worry about this. I don't know how we defeated that. To be honest, I thought we didn't have a hope in hell there, but I do have to get going, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Geez, should I take it? I mean, I'm just thinking whether I was expecting to lose that, but I'll leave it here anyway. So I'm going to, I'll play this again in a few days' time, I think, and just keep on sort of keep it going, and we'll start to expand now back out. Definitely want to go and grab another unit there. Let's go and pick up, train this one here with more of the pioneers. Train. Don't know if I can move them over. Yes, I can. That's good. So I can actually move the pioneer to at least get that one built. I've got a clay pit there as well, which I can build onto So I'll grab that as well. All right, well, look, I'll continue this one on in a couple of days' time and just sort of see how we go. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll leave it there. And yeah, I've got to say, I'm thoroughly enjoying this game. Like, it's yeah, much more so than I thought I was going to. Like, I thought I was going to be nostalgic, but actually then ultimately think, quite often when I play games that I used to really enjoy back in the day, I don't get the same level of enjoyment that I used to, of course. But it's this has been an exception. This particular game. Anyway, guys, going to leave it there. So thanks for watching, and I'll be back again over the course of the next day or so to play different games. Anyway, I'll catch you later. Thanks for watching.